This time, he had to work for it, but Jake Wright held off Adam Blocker to grab his 10th win of the season and 7th on a road course in the Lock Precision 100 at Road America. Wright carries a 90-point lead into the season finale in pursuit of his 3rd consecutive championship in the Lionheart IndyCar Series, presented by First Medical Equipment. Blocker pushed the pace throughout the event, even closing the gap to nearly a second after the final pit stops, setting up a mad dash to the line. But a spin in Canada corner on the final lap ended any shot of winning a drag race, and the rookie once again missed out on his first Lionheart IndyCar win. Andrew Kinsella drove a steady race with a heavy heart just days after his grandmother passed away. The Canadian rookie finished 3rd and solidified his spot on the podium in the standings as well. Dan Guerin rebounded to 4th after a lap 2 spin. That finish keeps the Iowa Natives Championship's hopes alive, although he will need Wright to encounter bad luck if he hopes to steal his first league championship. Joe Branch jumped to a tie for 5th in the standings with his top 5 finish. The race featured 2 major accidents. On lap 18, Dave Barber spun in Corvette corner and upon re-entry to the track collected Big Joe Hasser. With 3 laps to go, Michael Goodman exited turn 5 wide, lost control and impacted the wall, falling out of 4th place. The top 4 in the standings unlikely to change at the double points Lionheart Championship 300 at Auto Club Speedway. Guerin is the defending winner of that event, but a finish outside the top 15 and a strong run from Kinsella could conceivably swap the duo in the standings. Guerin leads Kinsella by 66 points for 2nd place.
Engineered to win, built to last. Nothing beats the feel of a true hydraulic braking system in the world of sim racing. HPP's hydraulic braking pedals and their accessories set the standard for simulation racing. For more info on HPP and their products, head to hppsimulation.com. And for more on the Lionheart IndyCar Series, go to lionheartracingseries.com.
The lights are off and away they go.
Extremely loose. He's managed to hold on. I think he missed the complete. He's crazy.
Outside Freitas is on the grass on the infield floor. He slides through. He tags Richard Eck.
For these drivers, it isn't about the largest purse in Lionheart history, it's about keeping the memory of Dan Weldon alive. Any one of the 42 drivers can win, but to do so they will need speed and determination. Rookies must battle hardened veterans, and all must conquer an assortment of roads and ovals.
On the inside, can he make it stick? He loses momentum. No, he cannot make it stick. Race pulls ahead. There's nothing they touch. The winner is going to be Big Joe. No, it's Stouffer. I called him wrong. He's going to try to close the door out of pit exit, and I think he has to move.
With the history of double-digit winners per season, the challenge will be harder than ever. Which one will ultimately be crowned Lionheart champion? You're watching the Lionheart IndyCar Series presented by First Medical Equipment, the premier American open-wheel championship on iRacing, exclusively on GSRC.
The momentum has been building for 23 races spanning 288 days, 2,338 laps, and countless commentator catchphrases. Presented by First Medical Equipment from the Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California, it's the Lionheart Championship 300. And all the simulated DW12 Triple Crown Double Points Season 5 Grand Finale action can be seen live as it happens here on the Global Sim Racing Channel. Beneath a virtual smoke-free Southern California sky, welcome to Von Hansen's Countdown to Green. Over the next 15 streamy award-worthy minutes, GSRC will furnish you with all the storylines, all the stats and facts you'll need to fully appreciate the Lionheart Championship 300 that will immediately follow. Up in the press box to bring you our bird's-eye view is Soup and Crackers, yours truly, Bill Soup Zahn, joined by Sean Crackers Ambrose. In the production van, the best director in sim race broadcasting, Amjad Yaman, armed with cameras located, aimed, zoomed, and focused by GSRC's camera guru, Dougie Beard. Considered the premier fixed setup racing league for the Dallara DW12 on the iRacing service, the Lionheart IndyCar Series honors the memory of the late Dan Weldon. The Season 5 championship is now a two-man race with two-time champion Jake Wright, the overwhelming favorite, to three-peat. But Dandy Dan Guerin still has a mathematical chance to win his first series crown. Knowing he won here in Fontana to close out last season has got to help his confidence. Crackers, this is the third jewel in the Triple Crown that includes races at Pocono and Indy. Auto Club Speedway doesn't have a lot in common with either one of those tracks.
No, Soup, it doesn't. But you know what? Before I talk about the track, let me remind you that everything on this Countdown to Green show is brought to you by the great people over at Von Hansen's Meat Market. Yeah, since 1983, Von Hansen's has delivered personalized, full service in a friendly, old-fashioned meat market environment. They offer a large and ever-expanding selection of meat products and menu ideas ranging from casual gatherings to special occasions. For more information, please visit VonHansens.com. Now let's talk about this track, Soup. The site of the former Kaiser Steel Mill here in Fontana, California, opened in 1996 as California Speedway. This 2-mile D-shaped oval, kind of low banking in the turns, high speed banking, 14 degrees. Now this has the distinction of holding, the track does, of holding the world closed circuit speed record with an average lap of more than 240 miles an hour back in the heyday of the old kart champ cars. And it was Gil de Ferran, actually, 241.428 miles per hour on this circuit. Now, the only major change that they've had in this circuit was back in 2001 when the infield of the speedway was reconfigured to hold a multi-purpose road course. But to really get a good idea what it's like to get around this place, let's jump on board the GSRC DW12 one last time this season and take a lap around Auto Club Speedway.
Hello, this is L. Bryce Whitson Jr. coming to you from the Global Sim Racing channel Dallara DW12 here at the Auto Club Speedway. So coming out of the pits, we're going to get right up here next to this wall in order to get as much speed as we can through the corner, because as you'll find, the longer this car runs, about the faster you're going to go. We're going to get up to about 4th gear going down this back stretch, getting ready to go into turn 3. At this point in time, we're just going to ease it down in here into turn 3 and just barely get down near that bottom seam. Coming off the corner, we're going to watch our RPMs, watch for our steering wheel to blink, shift up to gear 5, and here we go. The key to this car is to be as smooth as you can. So somewhere between the 1 and the 2, you're going to start turning down into the corner. You're going to just tap that downshift until you can shift into 4th, and then wait until it blinks again coming up off of 2 and shift back up to 5. Again, down into turn 3, we're going to start tapping that shifter to get down into 4th gear. Let it shift down there as soon as it wants to, and then let it drift off coming off of turn 4. As soon as your shifter blinks, you're going to shift back up to gear 5. Now this is going to work great for your qualifying laps and for your practice laps. Once you get into the pack, though, you're not going to have that option to downshift in the center of the corner because you're going to be carrying so much more speed. Your key once you're in the pack is to follow the guy in front of you and use his draft to your advantage. You'll find out even that while you're in the pack, you're going to be using 5th gear and 6th gear more than you are 4th and 5th. So this car is not going to give up a lot of grip on you, except possibly start getting a little bit loose coming off the corner as you get into the run and that fuel load gets a little lighter. Speaking of fuel, you're going to get somewhere around 40 laps of fuel in this car. So that gives you about 40 laps to think about what you're going to do on this pit stop. So here we are, we're going to come down the back stretch and take it down into the pits. Again, in this car, we're going to be coming into the pits super fast and super smooth. Really chalk those brakes down 55 mile an hour, and down the pit road we go. So that, folks, is a couple laps around Auto Club Super Speedway and the Dallara DW12, brought to you by the Global Sim Racing channel.
A lap around Fontana. And now for the final time this season, Soup and Crackers take you a lap around all the championship races, starting with the Drivers' Championship. Now, as mentioned a bit earlier, only 2 drivers still have a chance to grab top honors this week. Jake Wright is the overwhelming favorite, leading by 90 points over Dan Guerin. This means to win the championship, Dan Guerin needs to finish first and hope that Jake Wright finishes lower than 27th without collecting any bonus points. Now, sound unlikely? Well, Guerin can certainly win. He's got 4 of those this season. And earlier this season at Pocono, one of the other 2 Triple Crown events, Wright finished 38th. Wright also has a 36th at Homestead and a 28th at Gateway, so it can happen. Let's drill down on this a bit farther. In the 23 races that Wright has entered, he's finished 27th or worse 3 times. That's 13%. In the 23 races that Guerin has entered, he's won 4 times. That's 17%. Based on those numbers, the chance of both of things happening tonight are 2.25%. Let me tell you, that is some serious analytics going on right there. Moving on, second place is much closer. The battle with Dandy Dan needing to finish in 15th should Andrew Kinsella close out the season with the win. The Turning Point Award will also be decided tonight with 3 drivers still coming into contention. That is Joe Branch, Michael Goodman, and Chris Stouffer. Now remember, for more on that and all the awards come on and make sure you watch the extended season-ending edition of the Lock Precision Rocketry Post-Race Show. Looking at the team championship, pretty simple here. All 5 position teams seem to be cemented in their spots with No Name Racing in first. Dragonfly has a 170-point lead over Controlled Chaos for 5th. That's the only one maybe up for contestation. Sean, one of the most exciting battles all season, though, has been the top rookie honors.
It really has, Soup. And boy, let's look at this here. You got Kinsella there. He's going to wrap up this rookie championship. Goodman, a little bit too far out of it. But what a season for Kinsella there. Dustin Wardlow. Boy, it looks like he's going to hang on to 3rd. Ryan Otis, a not so distant 4th, but going to really, really be tough to pick up that ground here this evening with such a deep field. Bolster back there in 5th. Scott Bolster, a great season for him. Rory Collins, we'll be talking about him a little bit more. He's in 6th. And then Paulson down there in 7th. Jägerliner 8th. Moeller 9th. Brian Greenlee, who is in this race tonight, in 10th with an outside chance to maybe pass Moeller. We'll see. It could happen. All the way back to the Turnbull brothers back there in 12th and 13th. So now let's talk about the manufacturer standing. This is one we've been watching all season. Let's look at it here one last time here and see where we're at. Yeah, and it looks like it's going to be Chevrolet. It's going to pick this thing up here this week. Toyota 59 points back. The Blue Oval, you know what could have been for that team this season. They started off really, really well and then slid back to 3rd, and that's where they'll remain. Mazda, Honda back there with a close battle, but I don't think it'll be closed enough tonight. So that's the way you're looking at it. Mercedes all the way down there in 6th. And Tesla, try as they might, Soup, only managed to 302 points heading into this final round this season. So not the season they were looking for there at Tesla. Now let's look at the Sim Money standings one last time, and that's going to be Jake right there at the top, $2.9 million. Sure to go over that $3 million mark this evening. Dan Guerin, maybe a big win gets him over that mark. I don't know. We'll see. But everybody else there just behind, just under $2 million. Kinsella in 3rd. Goodman, really, really close. Might hit $2 million tonight. Galvin, $1.4 million. Krahula, all the way down to 10th there. You've got Degla in 10th, and he's at $1.1 million. So everybody in your top 10 going to finish in the plus category, just over $1 million this season, Sue.
There you have it. Now, we've done this 23 times before, so if you don't know the series details by now, you might want to check in with your doctor and have those meds adjusted. But a season finale always attracts news viewers, so for the first-time viewers joining us here for the very first time, here are the series details one more time. Now, Sean, I thought you could hang up your lab coat because I'd leave it on the hanger because I didn't think Professor Lubnuck was going to be lecturing tonight, but apparently, boys and girls, put your crayons down because what you talking about?
Class is in session, Soup, but we're talking wings and wickers tonight. Wings and wickers, yes. Not wings and hot sauce, not wings and barbecue sauce, but wings and wickers. Now, visually, nothing sets this IndyCar apart like the wings bolted onto the front and rear of the car. Not only do these wings look striking, but they serve an important purpose in setting this car up. Adjusting the wings result in changes not only the overall grip of the car, but the balance too. Now, most of us have seen wings on airplanes, which allow the planes to fly through the air. They create lift because the air moves faster over the top of the wing than the bottom, creating a high pressure zone below the wing, which gives the plane lift. Get it? Okay. Well, now the DW12 has airplane wings mounted upside down. Basically, these wings create negative lift or downforce. But that is not the only difference between the airplane wings and the racing wings. On the trailing edge of every IndyCar wing, engineers can mount a small gurney flap or a wicker, if you'd like. These tiny strips measure between 1/8 of an inch up to as much as 1 inch in height. Now, don't let their size fool you, however, because they do make a dramatic difference in the downforce that's created in the machine. Now, by increasing the wing angle or the size of that wicker, you can create more downforce, which gives the car more grip. It allows it to corner faster. It also creates more drag, which reduces the top speed. Creating an oval set requires a delicate balance between these two variables. But that's not the only function of the wings. By changing one end of the car, but not the other, you can alter the handling of the car, increase just the front wing angle, and the car will grip better at the front, causing the car to get a little bit more loose. Do the opposite, and the car will get tight. Now, the final element these wings and wickers introduce into the racing is drafting and the aero push. When an Indy car moves through the air at 220 plus miles an hour, the air hits the wings of the bodyworks and gets thrown up away from the back of the car. This creates a pocket of less dense air behind the car. Now, the pocket allows cars that are following behind to close up on the car in front because their engines have less air to displace from the same amount of power compared to the car in front. This is the draft. Now, once the two cars reach the corner, however, the wings of the trailing car also have less air to create downforce with, meaning the car doesn't handle well. This is the aero push, and it is real. Both of these elements will play huge roles in tonight's race suit.
Professor, that was outstanding. My goodness, so much information jam-packed in there. How about something that I can kind of understand? What about prizes?
Soup, we're giving away a set of HPP pedals tonight, valued at $1,250 through our championship winner, $1,800 in cash, and that set of pedals and total cash of prizes in the league, $3,450 this season, Soup.
Let's quickly bring up the details for this event. This is the Lionheart Championship 300. And Sean, because this is a Triple Crown event, we have a few things highlighted there in yellow that's kind of different.
All right, Soup. So our air temperature this evening, it's going to be 71 under a partly cloudy nighttime sky. Track temperature only 71 degrees. It's going to be a bad, fast track this evening. A little bit of humidity, 55%. Not much wind to really worry about at all. I don't think it's really going to affect these cars much.
And there you can see right there. Remember, we're looking at fuel at 100% because we're going 300 miles a day, a little farther than usual. And of course, Triple Crown race means that it is double points, that's good news for Dan Guerin. I'm going to keep him in the hunt. Qualifying is done, and it's time for the drivers to go ahead and get to the starting grid right now. And when it's time to go racing, nothing beats the feel of a true hydraulic braking system from HPP Simulations, designed and manufactured in the USA on state-of-the-art CNC equipment. HPP hydraulic pedals and their accessories set the standard for simulation racing. For more information, please visit hppsimulations.com. Okay, let's go to the grid, and we're going to start in the front row. Dandy Dan Guerin and Jake Wright, your 2 points leaders up front.
All right, and they're going to be row 2, followed by Michael Goodman and Brian Yadzik.
Joe Branch and Andrew Kinsella, top rookie, in 6th.
All right, Ron Hacker, George Anzaldo with the top 10.
Tony Schowen in the number 9 spot. Adam Blocker in 10th.
Joe Flanagan, Jason Robarge, 11th to 12th.
The man with 2 names that equals 1, Christopher in the Baker's Dozen spot. Jason Galvin in 14th.
15th and 16th go to Brandon Limkeman and George Adams.
Brian, it's not easy being Greenlee in 17th in front of Joe Branch. I'm sorry, It is Big Joe Hassert.
All right, and then row 10, it's going to be Bob Mikas and Justin Weaver.
Hidden Blackjack, Ian Adams, Woody Mahan in the double duck spot.
All right, and Dustin Wardlow and Pete Edwins there, 23rd and 24th.
27th and 26th, Matthew Mercer and Pierre Nightingale.
All right, 27th, 28th, going to go to Eddie Tutwiler and Rory Collins.
Behind them, it's GSRC's own Samuel Ryman in front of Mitchell Moeller.
All right, 31st and 32nd, going to go to Robert Bluen and Scott Bolster.
Large field tonight as we go to the double 3 spot, Jack Bogan, flanked by Vincent Bluthenthal.
All right, and then it's going to be Bart Workman, James Grahula there, 35th and 36th. Brian Beard going to round out the field, 37 car strong. Jesse Vincent will be in race control as he generally is.
Let's go ahead and look at our in-car cameras. I believe we have 4 of them tonight, if everybody showed up.
We do, Soup. And the first one we've got this evening, that's going to be Eddie Tutwiler there in the Dragonfly Racing onboard camera. We're with him as everybody's starting to pull off of the grid, off of the pit lane here. And then we've got Jake Wright in the Survey Systems onboard camera, battling for that championship. Brandon Limpkeman going to be in our final camera this evening, onboard camera, with the first medical equipment onboard camera in that Fire and Ice number 73 Soup.
Scheduled for an onboard camera. We'll just give him a big hi is Dave Barber, of course, for Barber Financial. Dave, hope you're watching. How about this spotlighted driver today? We're going to keep an eye on who, Sean?
We're keeping an eye on Rory Collins, and we've got some information we'll share with you here in a little while about Rory. He's one of the fairly new guys to the league here. Made his debut here in season 5 and be continuing on in season 6. So we'll have some more information about him. But boy, getting ready to start this 300-mile event. I got to tell you, Soup, I'm pretty charged up, pretty ready to go.
Dan Guerin up in front. And he's got next to him Jake Wright. Keep an eye on those two guys as we have 150 laps, 300 miles on tap tonight here in Fontana. It's taken us 23 races to get here, and now it's the 24th. Gather up the chicken steak, cover behind the cows, because the horses are out of the barn. And it is Dandy Dan Guerin leading him into the first corner. Jake Wright tucks into second. Michael Goodman, Brian Yosik, and Joe Branch round out your top 5.
And this field's spread out all the way across the front stretch now, all the way through turns 1 and 2, Soup.
We didn't talk much about it, but this race has gone completely green before. Keep an eye up there on 5th position. That is Joe Branch going underneath. Brian Yosik drops back a spot. Look, 3 wide under. Whoa, look at this guy really making a move down low. And that is Ron Hacker. Nice move if he now jumps into the top 5. Going around Yosik. Kinsella as well.
Big gaggle of cars back here. There's a second group that has formed, Soup, and right now it's being led by the machine of, well, there's a couple of them battling. Joe Flanagan and Jason Galvin going at it.
Pass for the lead up front. On the high side, that is Guerin. On the low side, that's Michael Goodman. The rookie is going to get credited with leading lap number 1. Let me correct myself. That's lap number 2. Now they're working on lap number 3. Laps go by so fast here. Guerin says, I'd like that spot back. Guerin gets it also on the low side. Jake Wright. Sean, looks like the low side is the passing lane.
Right now it is, Soup. Yes, early on in this race it is. Oh, close racing back here with Brandon Limpkeman and Joe Flanagan almost getting into each other, and that's a battle for 13th place right now.
Joe Flanagan, careful, boys.
It's Christopher getting in the mix there, making it awful close. Looking to go 3 wide here down the front stretch. Look at this, Soup.
Flanagan reading that 3 wide in front. Now they race in diamond position, dropping back a little bit. That is Big Joe Hassard. On the inside in that blue car is Brian Greenlee. Peeking up back there for this battle for 17th. He's going to go through the middle. That's Ian Adams.
Well, Limpkeman and Galvin were part of that battle, and they got away from that, and they've moved up now. Galvin now working on Tony Shallon, trying to get under him here, heading down into turn 1. Galvin in that special paint scheme this evening, the number 42, the thumbs up, cancer down Chevrolet, taking the bottom here under Shallon. He's going to complete that pass. Ooh, he lifts the door open here. Shallon coming along the outside.
Riding off the back of George Anzaldo. We pan over the left rear now. Oh, we're on Jason Galvin. Now we go up to the front. Galvin settling down. Up in front, your leader right now, for what it's worth, Dan Guerin on the inside, Jake Wright on the outside, Kinsella on the inside, then back and forth. Joe Branch, they begin to try to distance themselves a little bit from Michael Goodman. It seems like only a little while Michael was out in front. We checked away. Now he's back in 5th. Battle for 2nd. That's Kinsella. Puts that left side's right down on the white line. And he's going to get credited for being in 2nd behind ahead of Jake Wright, Joe Branch.
Boy, and I think Bob Mikus had a scary moment, Soup. He's falling off pace. He's down on the apron.
Think he got a little bit of the wall coming off of 4. Then he came across the line.
Here's the replay, Soup. On board there. Bob Michelson, that controlled chaos racing machine. The Von Hansen's meets. Oh, and that's not good. Poor Bobby's out there limping around still. I think he's going to set up for a pit stop here.
Open for a yellow now, bringing it in. Full disclosure, Bob sent me a wonderful Von Hansen's care package. My gosh, Sean, you've had one of those before. Those are something else.
Soup, boy, scary situation here on track right now. Big Joe Hassert trying to take this position away right now. And he is fighting right now for the 16th spot. Almost made contact there with Flanagan just behind him. You got Ian Adams there. This is, boy, a lot of body. Yeah.
way too close to be racing there. Joe Flanagan out there in his familiar banana-flavored car. Ahead of Joe Hassert and Ian Adams as they race 16th, 17th, and 18th. Let's go up a couple spots. On the inside in the Fire and Ice machine, that's Brandon Limpkeman in 14th, trying to duck underneath Stouffer. Not going to happen. And now he's under attack from the top side, George Adams.
Oh, Limpkeman's got started really well here, Soup.
Trying to make that top side work. Ducking underneath is Adams. Of course, I'm talking George. We have 2 Adams here. Ian and George.
Garen going to the lead. Right across the start finish line, he dipped down and took it down to the bottom and got under Kinsella there. Dandy Dan back up to the lead here, Soup.
And those guys begin to distance themselves a little bit. It's a second back to the driver in third, which is right now Joe Branch.
Yep, just getting around Bob Mikas there on the bottom. Bob got out of the pit clean. Got some repair on his machine. He's got some right side damage, but I think he's going to be able to continue on.
Bob keeps the car high, and they go 1 under him, 2 under him. Trying to get a little bit of a tow was Michael Goodman, also Ron Hacker. Goodman drifts up top, leaves the door open. Hacker says, "Thank you very much. You have a nice home," as he moves up into 4th position. Goodman back to 5th. Jake Wright beginning to fall back into the 6th spot now. That's not unusual for him.
Big Joe Hassert back here looking to pick up another spot. Big Joe's already up 2. He's right on the wing there, Adams.
Let's go. I'm going to take it away. Let's go up to 9th position. This is Stouffer just made a run through the field. Maybe we can get a replay on this one. If I looked at it, this really scared me. This happened right at this very minute if we're able to go back down the main straight. Look at those runs. Stouffer gets down. He gets 1, 2, 3, about 5 cars in one pass. Watch Stouffer down low. And he's going to get watch. Here it comes right now. Just that's him. Watch him in the red and white machine. Goes down underneath and gets them all. He had a place to go. So Stouffer now up to 10th, chasing Jason Galvin. And I believe Stouffer's going to make this easily as he ducks down underneath. Moves Stouffer up to 9th. How about we look at 5th position? This is Adam Blocker on the low side. On the top side is Hacker. Blocker gets it in first. Hacker gets the momentum. Oh, I think it is George Adams.
George Adams, and he got a little bit of help there, Soup, I'm afraid. Shallon,
yeah.
He got a run at him, and
there's a picture of the back of the grandstands, and there's Ian Adams. We'll watch this one more time. Watch the red car of Shallon, as Sean was saying, just gets into the back of that. We were talking about the gurney flap.
Yeah, you know what, though? That worked out really well for Adams. He's able to spin it through the grass. He spins right back into the driving line, and actually, I don't see any damage on the car.
Honestly, I'm kind of surprised that the automated iRacing stewards actually threw the yellow on that. Just had a little spin, got it back out there. Very nifty job of driving. Dan Guerin, your leader right now under yellow. Kinsella, Branch, Blocker, Hacker round out your top 5. Yes, they're racing with a unreduced fuel cell today, so it's 100% fuel.
Yes,
Sean,
sir.
Are they coming in? Do you come in? I guess you got to come in.
Yeah, man, we're 16 laps into this race. I think they'll come in here. I really do. I think we got about 38 to 39 laps, Soup, on a full tank.
Let's look for somebody about in mid-pack there to get a little screen time, stay out there, get a little love from the commentator.
Yeah, I mean, that's awful possible, but I'm watching the front of the field here. They're all diving in now. I see one car now staying
There's
out.
our taker.
Dustin Wardlow, the Candyman, staying out.
I think Limkeman staying out as well.
Yeah, there we go. Limkeman, Dustin Wardlow.
All right.
Everybody else is coming in, though. Jeez.
There really were only 2 takers. Well, if you're scoring at home or even if you're watching alone, it's Brandon Lincoln and Dustin Wardlow. They'll be on a different strategy than everybody else. Guerin is going to be out first, and Andrew Kinsella follows him around. What we're going to do right now, take a short break, but we'll be back before we go to green. From Auto Club Speedway, presented by First Medical Equipment, welcome back to the Global Sim Racing Channel's coverage of the Lionheart Championship 300, the final event on the Season 5 calendar. Well, up front, it is Brandon Limkeman, flanked by Dustin Wardlow. Those are the only 2 drivers that did not come in for a pit stop under this first yellow. Dandy Dan Guerin sits behind them in 3rd, followed by Andrew Habaketch Kinsella. Where is our points leader, you may ask? Jake Wright way back in 8th spot, still well above where he needs to be, above the Mendoza line, Sean, to win this championship.
Yeah, that Mendoza line is what, 27th, I think? Yeah. He's well below it right now. Indeed. Now, remember, here in the Lionheart IndyCar Series, if you haven't been with us before, we start single file. So this is going to be a deep, deep line of cars here getting ready to restart this race.
Brandon Limkeman in control. The pace car peels off. And the Fire and Ice machine comes across the line, leading lap number 19. Dustin Wardlow in 2nd gives Limkeman a little bit of a run, a little bit of a gap in front of him. Let's see if the Candyman is going to run him down and shoot by him. Guerin and Kinsella behind. I don't think so. Dustin Wardlow is going to be lucky if he gets to Limkeman before this guy catches him. Oh, big trouble in the back. Adam Blocker.
Oh, Blocker got a little bit of help with that, unfortunately.
Christopher.
Yeah. Gets a run at him here, and a little bit too quick of a run. You see just a little bit of contact there is enough that he came behind him there and tried to get away from him, not hit him, but he clipped him on the way by. And let's see it from Big Joe. I think Big Joe might have picked up a little something on this one, actually, too.
Right on board with Hassard.
Big Joe show.
Got a good
close. We'll take a look at his car and see if I see any damage on that Arctic Cat machine. It looks clean to me.
Yeah, lucky Big Joe wasn't any taller on that one as he snuck underneath, I believe.
Soup, I already see guys out here saving fuel. Look at the cars riding down on the apron. You got Dan Guerin out there riding on the apron. Jake Wright's back there riding on the apron. Probably riding in 6th gear right about now.
Every ounce of fuel you save on lap 20 is an ounce of fuel you won't need on lap 149. Probably the biggest fan of that yellow flag was Dustin Wardlow, who had a horrible start from second. He was really going to be gobbled up by Garrett and Kinsella, and the bunch were coming.
Boy, that's a tough break for Adam Blocker and his plastic dip garage machine. Looks like we've got a couple casualties already. It looks like Bobby Mikas and Adam Blocker both decided to take their cars behind the wall, Soup. That is a shame here in this finale to see them gone so early.
Well, if I can maybe surprise the director, let's take this opportunity and maybe bring up our Patrick Taylor Memorial Tournament that wrapped up last round at Road America. And there you have it right there. And, of course, this is a tournament that we do where the drivers are paired up and they match off against each other in a pair of races and see who does best. And our winner, we can announce, was Dandy Dan Guerin. He was able, if you follow him over from the blue section over there, he's in the 5th group. He was able to beat Hassard. Then he moved along into the red section where he knocked off Jason Galvin. Moved over into the green section. Mark knocked off Havakech Kinsella. Paired up against Michael Goodman. And sure enough, Dandy Dan Guerin came out the winner. Congratulations to him as he wins the Patrick Taylor Memorial Tournament. Sean, nice job from Guerin.
Yeah, that's a little hardware there for Dandy Dan, and I have a feeling that's not going to be the only hardware he picks up this evening. So, in fact, we've got a little bit more hardware, or is this considered software? I'm not sure, but by way of his numerous polls this season, he is winning the Von Hansen's Pole Dancer Award, and for that he receives a 4-inch wide, foot-long tube of sausage.
You're making that up.
I say, Soup, this is what they send me. Okay. He does.
What is the official name of it again? The
Von Hansen's Pole Dancer Award.
Pole Dancer Award. Well, I hope he. I don't know what you do with that trophy.
Well, it's a foot-long tube of sausage, Soup. I'm gonna probably have that with some eggs, or maybe with some cheese.
Moving on, it's lap 22. I love the Lionheart series. The director is saying thank you, Soup, for moving us forward here. Leading lap number 22 on this extended yellow is Brandon Lipkeman in that beautiful Fire and Ice machine. I love the paint job on that. Brandon, I know it's boring to run the same colors every time, but my goodness, you got every color on there, and I'm colorblind, so that just increases my odds of getting a few right. That's a pretty looking car. Well, let's see if the Candyman can get a better jump this time from second. He just got smoked last time from Limkeman as they come around corner 4 now. Pace car is in. We're back to racing. Brandon Limkeman and Dustin Wardlow. Remember, they're on a different pit strategy than the entire rest of the field. Wardlow does a better job this time of staying on the back of Limkeman. They work their way out of 2 down the back straight. The guys that we really got to keep an eye on, it's Guerin and Kinsella. These are the guys on the normal pit strategy. Let's see what Wardlow does up front as he closes in on the back of Limkeman. He's got a pretty good run. They come out of 4. He's got a good run. Who can make the sun rise covered with dew? Watch out, Brandon Limpkeman, because the Candyman is coming through. On the top side, it is Dustin Wardlow, but he can't finish the job. Now doing a little huck-a-buck, a little up and under, a little dipsy-doo, as he dives down to the inside this time. Looking to take the lead, it's Dustin Wardlow as they go into 3, side by side. Can he finish the door? He does. The door is closed. Give that lap to Dustin Wardlow.
Tremendous.
Oh, Sean, here they come.
Tremendous fight for the top 10 right now. It's Yazik. Galvin going at it. Galvin just passes Yazik. Here comes George Gonzalo and Big Joe Hassert.
Oh, Wardlow's in the wall, and he collects the yellow car of Dandy Dan Garrett.
Oh, no.
No caution.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, here's the replay, Soup. No caution flag on this. Oh, Dustin clips the wall, comes across Dan, wrecks both cars. Dustin worse than Dan. Dan's back on track now. Let's look at the replay one more time. On board with Dan Guerin here. We're going to get this now. Dustin's going to get up into the wall, and that was arrow push all the way for Wardlow. Dan in the wrong place at the wrong time. Finds himself now all the way at the back of this field with a damaged car and no help in sight by way of caution.
And with that all said and done, Avakech Kinsella grabbed the lead for a little bit of time. Now he's being challenged again by the man on old rubber. That is Brandon Limpkeman. Limpkeman doing a good job of making that work. Now the car back there in the back, that's Joe Branch. And I know I'm colorblind, but that car has Pennzoil on the side of it, so that right away tells me, Sean, that car's got to be yellow, right?
Yes, Soup. It's yellow, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm still just stunned at what just unfolded in front of us. I mean, that's 2 huge contenders taken out of this race here early.
Limpkeman, he blinked away a little bit for me, and then he was on the wall down the back straight. He's going to lose a position to the Pennzoil machine of Joe Branch. Kinsella leading, Branch in second.
I see Wardlow making his way back on track here finally, Soup. But that's a banged up race car. Boy, on the inside here, Ian Adams making a move on Big Joe Hassert. That's for 11th place. Hassert still fighting there on the outside. Ooh, here's Stouffer into the mix. Jason Robarge coming right along with him.
Boy, that's some good fighting back there.
Yeah. There's some good fighting right up in front of him. George Gonzalo really racy tonight. Had that 8th place qualifying effort. He's battling with Yazik.
Looking for our hard charger here. Can we quickly go back just to get a little love? 21st position, all the way back to Bolster. I guess he's up to 20th now. Yeah, he's made the move around Peter Edwins. It's our hard charger so far. Bolster started in find him 32nd and now racing in 21st. There, you can see the numbers right there from our director. If I looked at that screen, I could have done it.
Well, you know, actually, though, but by way of a little bit of strategy, I think it's actually Brandon Limpkeman who's on most spots right now, actually.
I didn't really count that as a hard charge because he kind of used some smoke and mirrors to get that done. So, because in a few laps, we're going to say goodbye to Brandon. Well, I think he deserves some credit, Sean, for Limpkeman been able to keep that car racing up there in third.
He has been able to make it work, yes. Oh no, Soup. They're playing drinking games in the YouTube chat.
Does it involve the drivers or the commentators?
Well, apparently every time I say Soup, they're having a drink, so that's a problem.
Oh.
That's a problem. I hope nobody's driving tonight.
Let's look at fifth. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, Robar's back here really, really digging hard, man. Trying to make it happen on the inside, but everybody getting around him on the top side. That car seems to be struggling down low. He's losing a lot of speed. In fact,
that's the way to lose a lot of speed.
Oh boy.
Robarge is in the wall. Flanagan is on the screen going through the grass. Did he collect the wall? Oh, he did there.
Yeah, he did. That did not end well for Joe.
Two happening at once.
In fact, if he took a pit, you're going to see after this, he's going to ride it through the grass. He's going to go over the celebration area there. Ooh.
Oh, you know, he was doing all right till he caught that little bend in the wall there where they put the tower for the points.
Yeah.
And while that's going on, Jason Robarge has also brought his car into the pits after pancaking the wall. Jason Robarge was having a good run. Got another Jason Robarge movie, though, for you. Make sure you catch All the President's Men. He plays Ed Bradley. That's a good one.
Okay, that is a good movie, yes. That's a classic, actually. That's on the AFI 100, if I remember correctly.
I believe so. Of course, Jason Robarge and Jason Robards have nothing in common, but just like to bring it up every once in a while.
Hey, Soup, I want to shine a light right now on Ed Tutwiler. Now, he's back here running in 31st, but Ed been so kind to give us some great paint schemes this season. Got something really cool looking tonight. His black with lime green thin lines on it. Really, really hot looking ride.
Look at that. Little GSRC on there, some DeWars candy in that one.
One of my favorite schemes he's done all season. There have been some great ones, but this one's really, really cool.
And as he does that, he gets around the car of James Krahula. Krahula off pace.
Ed also the sponsor of tonight's race.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, that car looks fast. This looks fast.
It does. It does. Yes.
Andrew Kinsella, our leader right now. Go ahead.
No, it was just a close moment there with Enzaldo and Ian Adams, man. Adams was right behind Enzaldo, and he pulled out on him, almost clipped him when he did so. Now Adams down on the inside, Enzaldo up top. These two fighting for that 10th spot. That 10th has been a big battle today. A lot of cars involved with that.
Adams trailing in that DHL machine. Trying to pull up on the back of that Lionheart car of George Enzaldo. Now going to try the top side. Cialis Bathtubs down into 3. Watching the whole thing from behind, that is Tony Schowen. Low line is going to work out right now if George can keep it off the wall. Boy, losing momentum as Adams got right up on the gurney flap. Tony Schowen sitting in 12th. Here comes Brian Yazik. Woo, look at Brian get a nice bite on the low side in that HPP machine alongside of Schowen now. Things are settling down.
A little bit. They are. They're settling down a little bit, but you know what? That's fine. That's fine. This has been a great start to this race. Still watching this battle between Adams and Enzaldo. It's a friendly one right now. It's friendly until the rest of the guys behind them catch up, and that's Yazik and Schowen right now having their own little battle back there.
Look at we ride on board with Ian right now. He stepped away from the series for a while. Good to have him back. A couple guys returning. Joe Flanagan coming back after an absence.
Yeah, I mean,
go ahead.
I was going to say we fell just short of the 41 drivers this evening that participate here in the Lionheart IndyCar Series. 37 started this race.
a testament to how healthy this series is, where we can be, what did I say, 288 days into a season, 24 laps into it. We look at this battle for 10th, my gosh, and we still have this huge field coming right now. Hopefully the field will stay huge as they continue to battle here. All this going on, Brandon Limkeman in 5th, working on his, well, I don't have to really calculate too much. We're looking at lap 43, and he's been out there the whole time. He's got to be coming in pretty soon. Jason Galvin doing a little air traffic controlling out there. Telling Brandon, I think Brandon is saying, I'm coming in this time, or I'm about to come in. And Galvin, he needs it. Yeah, Galvin was saying, I'll go around the top. How is pit lane here, Sean, when these, probably not going to matter here much for Limkeman, but when it really counts, pretty easy to get on here at Montana?
Nothing's easy. You're going so fast, and it is actually a little tricky getting on to pit lane, off pit lane. Not quite as bad, but you do run out of apron down there. You have to make that transition up to the track pretty quick. You don't actually make it to the backstretch to enter like you would on a normal super speedway.
Okay, with Limkeman out of the picture now, why don't we take a second and run down some of the field. We'll take them 5 at a time. Stay with me, Director. I'll be kind of quick on this one. Up in front, Andrew Kinsella. He's got about an 1/8 second of lead on Christopher. Back behind. Here's some bumping and banging going on behind. Are we okay? It looked like it involved Pierre Knight and Daigle. Daigle got up in the wall. Let's go back and find Daigle right now. He kind of did a, Sean, we do some bootleg racing league on Saturday. We can get a look at this one. Daigle, right side up on the wall.
Yeah, rim riding there just a little bit, wasn't he, Soup? A little bit closer than I think he wanted to be.
Well, SK modified, the car goes up and it stays up there for a while. Let's see. Here we go.
Yeah.
And there's up on the wall. And he gets it back down.
Well, he does a really good job of getting it back down and out of the traffic. So good job by Pierre. That's going to cost him a lot of time, though, unfortunately.
Galvin apparently has had some trouble. He's come in. He said he must have got into with somebody. We'll see if we can find it. Yeah, Galvin said, yeah, Galvin's in the pits. He said, I pushed a little bit and I got into it. He was apologizing. Well, Galvin's on the track. I apologize. Oh, my timing and scoring played a trick on me there.
No, he did come on the radio. He did make an apology. Car had a lot more push than he thought.
All right, Goodman up to P3. Let's continue with my rundown now. Let me run through these here. We'll go to Michael Goodman in 3rd. That's going to be short-lived because the car making a move on the top side. That is Joe Branch in 4th. And then Sean, I'll round out 5th position right now. For right now, it's Jason Galvin, but that may be short-lived as well. Who's in 6th?
That's Ron Hacker right there fighting with him. And then it's the champ, the defending champ, Jake Wright, sitting there in 7th place. And the Big Joe Show, Big Joe Hassert in 8th, up 10 spots right now. In 9th, being followed by George Anzaldo, being followed real closely there by Ian Adams, running out your top 10. And we're going to throw Brian Yazik in there, who's just digging back there, baby. Digging and following right now. And here comes Adams with a big move underneath Anzaldo. Almost makes wheel-to-wheel contact there. Anzaldo looked to have a little bit of push. They get by Daigle as he's coming out of the pits there.
So move Adams up into 9th. Ward Anzaldo in 10th. And Brian Yasik in 11th. Yasik qualified 4th, racing way back there in 11th. Let's keep going. We'll go a little bit farther back. George Adams qualified 16th, up 4 spots into 12th. Here comes Tony Schowen in the red machine. Going to go underneath and give that spot to Tony. Let's drop back to 14th. Haven't heard much from him. Woody Mahan. And I hear some, is it Ed Tutwiler? Can we go to the king? Oh, he puts it on the inside wall. Is this current? I believe it is. No caution. The car was fast, but not when you slam it on the pit wall. Look at the wheels. It's a hard wheel fail.
Sure does. Looks like he's got something going on there, Soup, and that's a crying shame there for Eddie Tutwiler, tonight's race sponsor. He's still stuck down there. As we go live, he's just stuck down there. Obviously, no caution flag. he's got big trouble, Sue.
Eventually, he'll have to, take a tow.
Yep, and he's done that just now, Sue. Boy, tough break there for Ed Tutwiler. Sorry, buddy. It's all that effort, a nice new paint job for tonight, and looks like it's going to end in tears for him on the pit lane there.
Not the way that the King wanted to wrap up this season. We're looking there to pass for third position. Michael Goodman. Getting around, Joe Branch. Joe says, not so fast, Soup. I'll take that spot back. Not sure how competitive that is, as it might have been choreographed as they continue to try to run down the drivers in front. Chris Stouffer running in second. Andrew Kinsella looking to lock up top rookie honors out in front right now, having it all his own way.
You know, Jesse Vincent checking in the chat said that he'd had some monitor trouble earlier this evening. He possibly might have had one of his monitors go black on him there. That's what might have caused that.
Director, let's go back to 20th position. This is Vincent Bluthenthal in a battle with Justin Weaver. Whoa, Weaver got up on the back and had to check up there, almost put the car in the wall. Why do we care about Bluthenthal? Well, I believe he's our hard charger right now, Sean. Well, we take away Scott Bolster's having a good run, but
yep.
Bluthenthal up 14 spots.
Soup, I don't know if you've looked at the number of laps we got going on here, but I think we're going to have a bunch of nervous DW12 pilots getting ready to hit the runway, come in for a landing here.
This is where, if you're Andrew Kinsella, you almost want to maybe be the first guy in, stay out of trouble. Come in a lap early maybe so you don't get caught up in any guys coming in and out. Kinsella comes across leading lap 56. He's been out there for what, Sean, 38 laps?
Yes, sir, that's right. Working 39 right now, yeah.
37 drivers took the grid. We have 29 still on the lead lap. The last one being James Motley Krahula in 29th position.
There's Galvin making his call.
Now, Galvin has had an adventure on pit lane all season long, and right behind Galvin,
Big Joe.
Big Joe Hassard having an adventure.
Yeah.
Just to follow up on a point on Galvin, Galvin's had trouble on pit entry this season and pit exit. He's spun it a few times coming out of pit lane, and we look at that long angle shot there of a car getting loose. Pulling in Samuel Ryman. Galvin is in and out. Looks like he's going to lead all the cars that came in on that pit lane, on that lap. Our leader comes in now, Kinsella.
Boy, it's a busy place down on this pit road right now.
Everybody coming in. Looks like maybe Scott Bolster has stayed out unless he just hasn't come around yet. Our leader right now, Bart Workman. Let me resort my order. It is Joe Branch. Thank you, Director. Joe Branch, Jake Wright, Woody Mahan running 1, 2, 3.
Boy, they're really, really stretching the limit of that tank.
Indeed.
Emptier
than a syrup bottle after a pancake social, my dad used to say.
Don't run out of fuel. We're going to go on board Jake Wright here. The survey system's onboard camera. He hits the yellow line there at speed.
And that is everybody with Mahan coming in. They all get their second stops done. This is where you want to look to see, oh, I hear contact out there somewhere. That sounded big. That sounded ugly. No, it's Jack Bogan on pit entry.
Yep, Bogan on pit entry, and that's going to probably end his race. Wow. Locked him up here. We're going to watch it on the replay. He locks it up. Coming in.
How about a good view of that one from Robert Bluen, if we can go on camera? Let's see Bluen in the back. We'll look at that one now as we go on board with Robert. That'd be a little bit scary for Bluen, having a nice quiet runs back there, and all of a sudden you see a car spinning in front of you. Is it going to bounce back out in front of you? It stays right there. So we're back live now. What I'd like to do is go down and look at the driver in 6th position right now. It's Brandon Limkeman. Remember him?
Yes, I remember him, Soup.
He's the only one on that alternate strategy now that he's lost his buddy. Remember, he was out there with Dustin Wardlow, and Wardlow had that incident that took out Guerin. So now, if you're going to do the road less traveled, be the only one traveling it, and that is what Brandon Limkeman's doing right now. I'm pulling for you.
He's doing it well. I mean, Limkeman has really had a solid race. He started off well tonight, and boy, for his effort, he finds himself here in the top 5, and he's getting a run at Galvin now.
Here's why I think this is he's a legitimate threat, is the car is fast enough to actually win this thing. Let's go ahead and look at our spotlighted driver, Sean. We haven't talked about him very much. Rory Collins right now. He's back in 25th position, but on the lead lap.
Yeah, that's a good plan, Soup. Let's talk about Rory real quick. And you know what? He's had 16 starts all this season. Hasn't picked up a pole yet or a win. He does have 1 top 5. He's got 3 top 10 finishes. He's had a best finish of 4th at Gateway. And his first race was back at Homestead this season. So just kind of getting his legs under him here. But Rory's looking for a sponsor for that TW12 for next season. Here, running his 16th race tonight, or I guess this will be his 17th race tonight. But Rory looking for big things in 2018, and like I said, looking for a new sponsor on that ride. So if anybody's interested, get in touch with Rory and or the guys at the Lionheart IndyCar Series, and let them know.
I think vodka, a type of vodka, would be a good one for Rory. That way he could be driving the Vodka Collins car.
Soup. I think it's perfect. I'm gonna.
What's the thought?
You should reach out to Smirnoff or maybe Absolute or somebody. Yeah. Great idea.
All right. Right now, Andrew Havacatch Kinsella out in front by 1.2 seconds over Chris Stouffer. Kinsella qualified in 6th position. Stouffer in 13th. Michael Goodman in 3rd. It's been so long since we've done one of these, Sean. I can't remember. I have to check my stats. Did Goodman ever pick up that first win? It seems like he almost did.
Oh, Soup, you know what I can tell you? I can look that up real quick, get our crack team of investigators on this here, and I'll let you know here in just a minute.
We've been looking for him to get that win. I'm thinking not. I'm thinking that he came close and it just didn't work out for him. Can't wait till next season. We can announce it that, hey, you want to make sure you stay with the post-race show, right? Because we're going to talk about season 6 coming up. Go ahead, Sean.
Well, and you know, Goodman, a part of the Turning Point Award, which is going to be decided tonight. 3 drivers coming in as contenders. He's one of them, Joe Branch and Chris Stouffer. The other 2, that signifies the driver who really turned it around after the halfway point. So Goodman, a big year indeed for this rookie. But
and that'll be announced in the extended edition of the Lock Precision post-race show.
Yeah, don't miss this post-race show. You don't want to do that. But no wins yet. 1 pole there for Goodman this season, but the win eludes him right now.
Show will probably run long like most award shows do, but if we have time, Sean can get in his song and dance. It's got a great soft shoe.
Oh, thanks.
Number that he's been working on.
That. Yeah, that's all season I've been working on that.
Things spreading out there a little bit. Let's see if we can find a nice battle out there. How about we go back to 7th position? This is Branch, Hacker, Big Joe Hassard as well. Coming up from the back, Jake Wright. Well, the pressure is off right now, isn't it, Sean, with Garrett having trouble?
Yeah, it really is. And unfortunately, I think with the damage that Garrett picked up, I don't know that he's ever going to be competitive again tonight. I don't know. We'll see. Garrett is still on the lead lap. He's a little slow. He's maybe just under a second slower than the guys he's chasing right now. It'll be tough. I don't know. Maybe a little strategy.
Well, here you go.
Back to this front.
If you're slow, maybe you can save a little fuel, stay on the lead lap, and steal one. We look at this battle. That yellow car down low, that is Big Joe Hassard. No, I apologize. That's Joe Branch. Too many Joes out there for me. There's Big Joe Hassard. They go underneath the slower car of the Candyman, Dustin Wardlow. He does a good job of keeping out of the way. 5th, 6th, 7th. No, I guess it's 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Is that where Ron Hacker is?
Yeah, Ron's sitting in 5th, yeah.
Oh, there's a Limpkeman now as he's going to go around Limpkeman. There we go. Happer, Limpkeman, Branch, Big Joe Hassard, and Jake Wright. There you go. You got it, Sue. Right on board, off the tail of Ron Hacker. You can see the gurney flap, the wicker bill that Sean was talking about.
Right.
In the pre-race show. Professor Lovenuck, you have done a lot of teaching this season. We've learned about, what have we learned about? All sorts of stuff there.
Yes,
weight checkers and...
We have. And you know what? I want to give credit where credit's due, though. I mean, I know everybody enjoys the explanations and everything, but listen, I'm not smart enough to write that stuff up. That's with a lot of help from Scott Bolster here in the Lionheart IndyCar series, who really feeds me a lot of that, and I ad-lib my way through it. But I want to thank him personally for that info, because it's been very helpful in putting that segment together.
Every professor needs his teaching assistant, and that's what what you have there.
I'm thinking Scott might disagree on who the assistant is and who the teacher is, but yeah, I do appreciate his help.
Yeah, you got the lab coat, baby. That's all I know. Let's look at 15th position, Matthew Mercer. Actually, I guess 16th now, just ahead of Samuel Ryman. Both those drivers are up from where they started. Samuel announced a few races ago he's going to be a full-time driver next season.
Yeah, and I'm really happy for him. A lot of exciting things going on in Sam Ryman's life right now. Yeah, being a part of the Lionheart IndyCar series, one of them, really, really happy that he's found a home here. Sam and his Martinizing dry cleaning car there. He's hauling the dry cleaning, baby.
Bad news we're getting that George, find me a nickname, Adams has had to disconnect. No, well, he's still having some issues though with his internet connection. Racing in 14th position behind George Anzaldo. Sean, we've just passed the halfway mark. Maybe green from here, baby?
Maybe, and if that's, boy, I still think if we stay green, we're still looking at 2 more pit stops to get this done.
And where will they fall? And then how does that play out for Brandon Limpkeman, the man who's off cycle in 8th?
Yeah, well, Limpkeman, I got to be honest with you, he's coming up on his stop, which could be his next to last stop. He's in this window right now, closing in on 34 laps out there. He hits this stop at his max fuel load. He could definitely do it in one more stop.
Of course, this is a double points race as we look at our champion right now, who we think will be the champion, and that is Jake Wright. This will be his 3rd crown. Well deserved.
You know what? And the rumors of Danny Dan Guerin's demise were extremely over-exaggerated by me. Thank you, Mr. Twain. But he's picked up a couple more spots and now finds himself in 18th place. Still digging back there, still putting in some decent laps. So don't give up on Danny Dan quite yet. This race still has a long way to go. Anything can happen to little old Jake Wright out there. Certainly we don't want to wish any ill will on him.
Yeah, but I think for Guerin to actually win the championship, he's going to need an episode of The Walking Dead to break out here. And all the star characters to fall by the wayside for him to actually get up there. Who knows? It could happen.
No spoilers, Soup. There are probably people watching who have actually not watched that yet. Silence. Absolute silence. Okay.
Well, if you're a Walking Dead fan and I say one of the main characters is gone, that's not really a spoiler. It's part of the process. Let's look at the 8th position real quick. This is Jake Wright in a battle with Limkeman. There we go.
I'm so happy for Brandon tonight having this run. It's been an up and down season for Brandon, and what a run. He is in this thing, in the hunt, and battling for more.
Racing with the 2-time champion on the way to a three-peat. Yeah, it's a good run from Brandon. Let's find somebody who hasn't had much love from us in the field here. Who can go to? Let's go to Bart Workman. 22nd position, just ahead of Peter Edmonds. Both of these guys need a little love from GSRC. Again, Peter Edmonds in the DirtyBlinds.com machine. I've been asked not to criticize the name of that company, but it seems like it would be don't have dirty blinds, but I've been gone there now, and here I see I've been asked not to talk about it, and they egg me on from the director's booth. He is chasing Bart Workman in the PSP sponsored car. That's an insurance service.
It is, yes. Brandon Limkeman coming down the pit lane, Soup, 39 laps. That's all he's got. Here he comes, rolling into his stop here. Oh, Big Joe Hassard almost gets into trouble with Joe Branch. Ooh, those two fighting again. Watch this here, Sue. Coming out of the turn here, these two mixing it up. Oh.
Looking at that replay. Okay. Now let's figure out here. We have how many more laps to go?
60. I think it's going to be about 66 this time by.
Limkeman just made a stop with about 67. He can go 39, so he's good with one more stop.
Right.
Everybody else is going to need 2 more stops, but of course Limkeman's way behind, but at least that early stop is not going to make him do an extra one. He'll be on the same cycle with everybody else, and if the yellows fall for him in the right way, who knows? I would imagine Limkeman is probably going to fall a lap down. Yes, sure enough, he did. Jason Galvin got into it. He comes across, tries a little rhinoplasty on Mitchell Moeller, chops off Moeller's nose. Hey, I get paid to call him as I see him. Tell me I'm trying to...
Oh, I mean, Galvin...
They like us to tell the other side of the story. Okay.
He cut it too close, period. He's saying his spotter told him, well, his spotter told him wrong. He wasn't clear. That's a shame. That really, really is. I hate that for Jason. He's had a really good season.
What a great job from our director as he gets that camera angle from Moeller. Boy, that is crushing news for Limkeman, though, who just did his stop. I believe. We'll see how that plays out. Maybe he'll be able to cycle around. Get the waiver on. This probably put everyone back maybe on the same cycle, except Limpkin will be way at the back of the pack now.
You know, and I guess I'll break a little news here. One of the things that makes that so tough for Jason Galvin. Well, the last run for AGR Motorsports tonight. Soup, they are disbanding the team after tonight.
Oh,
everybody kind of going their own separate ways. I hear it might be the end for Team Nailed It, too. This is Dan Guerin's last run for Nailed It tonight, and that team sounding like it might fracture off into some other teams.
Well, if you have Team AGR and you limit yourself to only drivers that have initials of AGR, it makes it kind of difficult for you.
It does decrease the size of the pool, doesn't it, Sue?
Of course, it's started by George Anzaldo, Jason Galvin, and Jason Robar. There's your AGR. And with that, why don't we take a short break as everyone's come in and out. We're here on the Global Sim Racing Channel. We'll be back before we go green. Pace car working lap 88 here at the Auto Club Speedway, presented by First Medical Equipment. It is the Global Sim Racing Channel's coverage of the Lionheart Championship 300, the final round of Season 5. And our leader, it is Andrew Havaketch Kinsella. He has been the class of the field the whole time, but he's got Michael Goodman tucked up behind him, Christopher, and Big Joe Hassard.
Been a great race this evening, Soup. One for the ages indeed. Here goes the pace car peeling off now.
Pace car peels, and so does the roar of the engines as Havaketch Kinsella takes them across the line. He is working lap number 89. Kinsella, Goodman, Stouffer, Hassard, and Branch. And those Joes are hungry back there. Branch and Hassard going at it for fourth position, just ahead of Chris Stouffer. Oh my goodness, it is Branch looking for a way around Hassard. Hassard was weaving like a loom, and now they get a run coming up on the back of Stouffer. Stouffer trying to look to the inside. Meanwhile, Kinsella tries to go up top. And Goodman down on the low side. Kinsella and Goodman now side by side for the lead. Goodman, the rookie, looking to pick up that first win. Kinsella, the rookie, looking to pick up another win. You heard Sean Ambrose talk about the rookie battle. Well, there they are.
Yeah, Soup, and this next pack right behind him is even a not better battle, but it's just as good. It's Jake Wright, Brian Yazik right next to each other on track right now. Ron Hacker in this mix. Ian Adams up 12 spots there in 9th.
Adams really close. That's George Anzaldo in the red car. You can see him in there. Looking there at Brian Yosick. There's Anzaldo in the red car going underneath Adams.
Can't believe this season is about 59 laps from being over. Soup.
I need more. It won't be long. The season 6 schedule has already been announced. We'll talk about it in the post-race show.
And Soup, you know what? I want to get this out there for everybody watching because a lot of talk in the chat. Chat very active tonight. Thanks, guys. LionheartRacingSeries.com. Yes, LionheartRacingSeries.com. All one word. Go check out their website, man. You want to join up with these guys? Registration is open. Lots of fun coming up this winter.
The battle up front's incredible, but let's stay on the one for 12th right now. It is a pinata full of bees. The guy out in front, that's Anzaldo in 11th. On the high side with a run, that's Tony Schowen. But he's going to run out of move, but he ducks underneath. And moves Schowen up to 11th. Look who's in 13th on the lead lap. Sean, you see who I'm talking about?
I do, Soup. I do see that. Yes, sir. Danny Dan Garen got himself back in this. Soup, the battle up front is still crazy. Kinsella just got back by Goodman. Now Goodman's wheel to wheel with Stouffer. Stouffer's trying to get by him on the backstretch here, and he does. Goodman gets out of it, lets him go. Here comes Joe Branch with a big run. Big run by Joe Branch.
You want a reasons to check in next season, season 6? How about these two rookies, Kinsella and Goodman? And now here comes the veteran saying, enough talk about these whippersnappers. Chris Stouffer to the lead.
Boy, Mike Goodman's been called a lot of things, but whippersnapper's not one of them in quite a while. But Mike is, I tell you what, that win is coming. It may be tonight, Soup.
Goodman now under attack from Joe Branch in the Pennzoil car. Branch comes across and is going to get credit with racing in 3rd. Big Joe Hassard back in 5th. Where's our champion? Jake Wright back in 6th.
Yeah, back in 6th, but still defending his crown, defending it well. He needs to only finish better than 27th to beat Dan Garen, and right now he's in a comfy spot. I don't know if he's going to fight much harder than he needs to, but following Big Joe Hassard, probably not a bad idea right now.
He's right aboard with Jake C. Wright. And of course the C stands for champion. Mom and Dad knew what they were doing when they named that boy.
I'm getting way too much credit here in the YouTube chat, Soup, but they are suggesting that I do a lullaby book.
I don't know what that is.
Well, you know, lullabies by Cracker.
I got it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. There's Jake, and we're looking now at the battle up front. Who's decided to lead right now? Well, right now it's going to be, well, here comes Christopher. Says, I'm going to take some of this. Again, half battle, half dance going on. Goodman getting underneath Branch.
Dan Garen might be in line for a Dory tonight.
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Yeah.
Boy, I'll tell you, he is really, really close to finding eligibility for that award. He's got himself now up to 9th. Got to watch out, though. Here comes George Adams and Tony Schowen right behind him. They would love to get those spots back, but all Dan keeps doing is just picking up ground here. Not long, he'll be to Yazik and Hacker. Those two continue to fight wheel to wheel up there.
Couple of Adams all over the back of Tony Schowen in 10th. Right now it's Ian and Adam and George. No relation there. Schowen on the top side, and there goes the, I'm going to go with citrus flavor just to cover my bases on that one. Can't tell if it's yellow or green. Adams, really a big push. Had to back out, didn't get up into Schowen.
The push is real, and it started here in the Lionheart IndyCar series, I can tell you that. Nothing pushes quite like a DW12 in traffic, Sue.
You see right behind that blue car, that's Woody Mayhem.
Well, we haven't talked about Woody all the night, have we?
Oh, having a nice run. Right now following the Adams family of Ian and George.
Woody, one of those crossover guys, came out of a stock car in the Premier Racing League to come over here and run with the Lionheart guys. You know, we talked about Blumenthal earlier, and I just picked him up. He's down there in 22nd place. Got a good little battle going with Rory Collins right now. But what we didn't notice about Blumenthal was the new paint job he's sporting tonight. Blumenthal, used to seeing him in that blue and white car that he's always had. He's in the Verizon car this evening.
Looking at that one.
Yeah, a little something there different from Vince.
I'm seeing a DXC Technologies from the Verizon car. There we go.
Yeah,
right on the bottom.
Yeah.
You know, next season maybe the drivers could supply us with a list of their sponsors, so I actually knew what DXC Technologies does.
We might. You know what? You said it, and I'm guessing it's probably going to happen.
I think so.
This is where the lap traffic starts to be a little bit of an issue here, Sue.
Looking at Degla in 28th. He is 4 laps down. 24 cars still on the lead lap. Double check my timing and scoring before I say that, but I believe I'm correct there.
Well, that caution flag really killed any real strategy there was left in this race. Yeah. But right now, the playing field is level. Everybody's got to stop one more time here.
Kinsella and Stouffer swap positions, so we look at Limkam now. Poor guy shuffled back to 24th. This worked out for him.
It didn't really hate it. But now the strategy that remains is okay. Well, that last stop that you're going to make, how much fuel are you going to really need? How long are you going to need to be in that pit stop?
You look at Limkam there in 24th. How about we go up a couple spots? This is a battle for position. This is our spotlighted driver, Rory Collins, working on Vincent Blumenthal.
Yeah, those two have been at it for a little bit. We were talking about Vince's car, and he's got this good little battle going with Rory. We're trying to get into the top 20 here.
Rory out there in that old school, no sponsor on that car. We talked about it. Beautiful color, though.
Now, Limkman is coming up behind these guys here. He's got to fight through this traffic. Brian Beard, one of the drivers in that traffic, that's the Monster Energy. Number 5 there he's in. Brian, one of the new guys here in the series, running out the season. Looking to be a contender for 2018. Close running out there. Getting us a little nervous up here in the booth.
Yeah, Collins and well, not Beard, he's a lap down, but Collins and Blumenthal really need to let Limkman get around him. That Limkman car is fast. If they could take those guys somewhere. Let's move up to 21st position. This is Robert Bluen in a battle as he goes around 2 cars. One of those is Degla. He's a lap down, but he gets around Bart Workman. Bluen now in 20th. Bart Workman in 21st.
Yeah, you know what, though? That's a good, solid 21st for Workman. He's up 14 spots, Soup. So Workman having a Workman-like evening, I would say. He brought his lunch pail, buddy.
He did. I believe I know Bart, and I could get wrong when I start to make these without actually researching, but I think I know Bart from the Champion Motorsports League that he races in, the GT3s over there.
Yeah, I think we might have seen him also in the
Yeah, now you got it.
that series.
Apparently we can't say it for business reasons.
No, it's the V8 Super Truck series,
Oh, okay.
the Trans Am guys. Yeah.
Let's go to 14th. I'll run down this battle for you. This is George Anzaldo in 14th. Nice little 5 or 6 car train here. He's being followed by Justin Weaver.
You know, George has been up as high as, I think, 7th at one point. He's dropped back just a little bit now. I'm wondering if this is by design. I wonder if George maybe taking it a little easy, saving it all for the end. But George has been strong all night. I expect to see him back in the top 10 before this is all over with. He's definitely got the speed in that car. It's just he lost all his dance partners.
Behind him is Weaver. And then racing in 16th in the same train, Matthew Mercer. Mercer qualified 25th, as up 9 spots. And I believe still our current hard charger, I'll double check on this Scott Bolster, 32nd to 17th. Let me press my button and see if he's our hard charger. Yep, he is.
George Anzaldo coming down the pit lane. Does seem a little sudden, but
38 to go. They said you can go 39. He wants to be first in.
Okay. Let's see where this this works. But look what's going on up front here. Battle still going on there between Stouffer and Kinsella. Kinsella going to take that spot back soon.
And Michael Goodman back there in 3rd.
Here he comes.
Oh, no room there, Mike. And the 2 Joes battling behind in for 4th position. Now here comes Have a Catch underneath. Stouffer leaves some room. Goodman saying, may I cut in and have this dance? Let's see if Stouffer and Kinsella will oblige. I don't think so. Here comes Stouffer as the waltz continues.
The last waltz, Sue?
Well, actually, it probably will be. Only 36 laps to go in the season. And here comes Kinsella again. Goodman kind of reminds me of Charlie Brown on the Charlie Brown Christmas. You can hear the Christmas time is here, the sad music back there. Not letting him play.
I thought you were about to tell me he reminded you of maybe Rick Danko or Levon Helm or something like that.
No.
Okay.
No. Stouffer making the move. And now they're 2 wide. Cielos Bathtubs down into 3. Let's see if that punches a big hole for Goodman. You know, you almost got to wonder if you're Michael Goodman. I'll happy sit back here, save a little fuel while you guys do all the dancing up front. Maybe my pit stop will be just a little faster than yours. Remember, they all pitted on the same lap. They took the same amount of fuel. That doesn't mean they burned the same amount of fuel. Stouffer got really high coming out of 2. Almost put it in the wall. Uh-oh, we got trouble. Is it Tony Schowen? Oh, I don't know. I guess I heard a big bang, but I guess it's okay. We're all right. My ear's playing tricks on me.
You know, we haven't really talked much about the team championship, but it's come down to 2 of them, No Name and Adrenaline. Now, No Name is ahead by 155 heading into this race. We have to just try and sort out and figure out where all those drivers are at right now, Sue.
Sean, we talked about the guys running 1, 2, 3, 4 up there. Joe Hassert. Have you noticed who now is in 5th position?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've noticed. Our Dory Award candidate this evening, Danny Dan Garrett, is now in 5th. And I would say now has an outside chance of maybe pulling off a win here. He needs help. He needs a lot of help. And I mean in the way of Jake Wright. That car is still on track and only a couple spots behind him.
Now, here's what's important about guys like Brian Greenlee, Pierre Degla. These guys are laps down. Degla is running in 28th position right now. I think he's the last car racing. I believe so. That means that if Wright were to have some problems, he would finish far enough back. And if Dan Guerin could get to the front and win this thing, this is not over yet. And Guerin must be watching the broadcast right now, because he's a-coming. How about 4th position for Dandy Dan?
You know, Ian Adams back here just got around Yazik for 9th, but it didn't come easy. He slaps the wall just a little bit as he does it. I see a little bit of a wrinkle there on the side pod. Still seems to be fast enough, though, to keep going here. That gets Adams up to 9th. He's up 12 spots. And Soup, we have now 30 laps to go in this race, 29 to be exact here.
Christopher bites.
There we go. A lot of cars coming down the pit lane now. Stouffer, Joe Branch.
Wright stays out. Dan Guerin up to 2nd.
Let's remember who did it first. It's George Enzalo, but Enzalo is now a lap down because of that stop.
Oh, Big Joe Hassert spins it in pit lane. Does a little half spin.
Wow. Yeah, you're going to see this on the replay here. Big Joe having a great race. And a little bit of a lock up there at the line. That's going to cost him time. That's it. No damage. He's back up and running there, but the time lost is probably going to be hard to pick up as long as this race stays green.
Dandy Dan coming in. Kinsella stays out. As does Goodman, as does Wright.
Hacker, Bolster's on the jack.
This is our second shot, am I right? This is a second green stop in a row, I believe so.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, it is, buddy. Yeah, Kinsella's in now. Yazik, Adams. Here we go. Monkey see, monkey do.
Have a catch. Now we're looking. There's Yazik. And George, get me a nickname. Adams brings it in. Michael Goodman coming down.
And Zaldo continuing to pick up spots.
He was the first one to bite the apple.
Up to 13th.
Just going across start finish line now. Now he's on the lead lap with everybody.
Goodman, Showen, Mahan up on the jack. Jake Wright, Justin Weaver, and Matthew Mercer all pushing it up there, Soup. Jake is in.
Kinsella going across the start finish line, but Stouffer beats him there.
Mercer's
Goodman coming out right now. Kinsella and Goodman blow by. Kinsella and Stouffer blow by, as does Guerin. Goodman finally gets the car up to speed in front of Joe Branch. Branch trying to get it done on the outside of 3 out of 4. They'll be side by side, but I think our leader is now going to be, so let's get this, Jake Wright coming out, of course. He just gets blown by.
It's
Stouffer. It's Stouffer.
Yep. Yeah, it's Stouffer. It's definitely Stouffer. Kinsella gets by him here. Now it belongs to Andrew Kinsella.
And ducking to the inside as they continue their dance is Stouffer. Everybody has made their stop now. See if everybody has come out. Jake Wright coming out.
Soup, should we give the Dandy Dan Guerin report here?
Where is he now?
On third, Soup. Yeah, I think the Dory Award's secure as long as he takes the checkered flag tonight.
All right, let's catch our breath here with 22 to go. Let's run him down, and then Sean will do his thing. Our leader, Chris Stouffer, right behind him, Kinsella. They have 0.7 of a second. That'll change by the time I run this down. Dan Guerin in third. Goodman in a battle right now with Joe Branch for fourth. Looks like Branch may get the best of that one on the top side. Drop back a little bit farther. And it looks like it's Goodman in fifth. Sixth position, I believe, is going to be Jake Wright. Brian Yazik in seventh. Ian Adams has found his way up to eighth. Tony Schowen in ninth, rounding out your top 10. Well, the best that I can, it's Anzaldo in a battle with Hacker.
Soup, I'm going to kindly ask our director one last time this season to drop that disco ball down. Folks, it's time to boogie. Let's get this party started, baby. Chris Stouffer taking the lead back from Andrew Kinsella as they went across the line. There's a 1-2 battle up front here, but here comes Dandy Dan Guerin sitting back there in third, getting a little nervous, running out of time to win this race. Jake Wright sits back there in sixth, Soup.
For those who need a little explanation on the Dory Award, if you've watched the movie Finding Nemo or Finding Dory, Dory's a little fish with no short-term memory or long-term memory. She has no memory in general, and her theory is just keep swimming. That's what she does. Just keep swimming. That's what we give the Dory Award to, the driver that just keeps swimming, does not give up.
And help me, Soup. Was that started by Joe? Was that a Joe Peak thing?
That's a Joe Peak Award. Yes,
it
indeed.
Is a Joe Peak Award,
yes.
Yeah.
Andrew Kinsella in front right now, and again, this will change once or twice each lap. Stouffer and Kinsella continue to do the two-car tango.
And Guerin will take that. He will absolutely take that. Let those two continue to battle now. They might be playing a little bit of leapfrog, but I don't think it's helping because Guerin continues to close.
Well, remember, Stouffer qualified 13th, Kinsella qualified 6th. Dan Guerin was your pole sitter, albeit the car has seen a little bit of damage. But right now, that car looks really fast. Guerin out there in the lock precision machine. And I'll say it again, you do not want to miss the Lock Precision Post-Race Show. It's a special one, as we'll give out all the awards.
Don't miss this one.
Stay with us after the race, yeah. Kinsella underneath. Stouffer back into second. The gap from Stouffer back to Dandy Dan, 1 second, 0.8 of a second. Guerin back there saying, you can dance, but you cannot hide. Here he comes.
You know, and they got Brian Greenlee in front of them. They're closing on him. Going to catch Brian here, maybe on a straightaway, let Brian get out of the way.
Branch and Goodman, you can see, look, we right off the back of It's Not Easy Being Greenlee. Racing at 27th position. He is 2 laps down. Ahead now. Go ahead.
Two cars that keep going back and forth also are Branch and Goodman. I know we've been following them too, but it's a different one there in that position every lap. They just keep going back and forth. Yazik just can't seem to close him here.
I'm not sure if it wouldn't be a good thing for Goodman and Branch to get up to the back of Guerin. Boy, heard a lot of noise going on. Oh, was Justin Weaver put the car into the wall. He's still racing in 12th position. because poor Dan Guerin tries he might. He just can't seem to make up any headway. 0.8 of a second behind Stouffer right now. Sean, looks like he is just out of the toe.
Yeah, you're right. That's a great observation. He is just out of it. Big Joe Hassert just picks up another spot. He is back into the top 10.
Up in the front, this is interesting. This time, Kinsella, I think, has decided enough dancing as he kind of said no, and he closed the door a little bit on Stouffer. Wouldn't let him take the top side.
Well,
and again, Kinsella now looks to be a little more aggressive, now defends the inside. This could be good for Guerin. Now they're side by side, the leaders so side by side into one, and again, Kinsella able to fend off the attack. Guerin cannot get it under 0.8 of a second. You can look at the number up there. 0.9 of a second back to Stouffer.
Boy, it seems to be a little bit more difficult now with every passing lap for Dan Guerin to really make up any ground on these two. It does seem like the leapfrog is finally starting to pay off for him.
Well, yeah, he was out there singing an Eric Carmen tune. He doesn't have anybody to race with. Now the leaders come up on the back of Digla. It set it up for you, man. Oh, 3 wide under Neidendegla. They continue to race side by side up front. On the top side, it is Chris Stouffer. On the low side is Kinsella. They give each other plenty of room. This is what Dandy Dan would like to see. The gap now finally has dipped under 0.8 of a second. 7.6 seconds now back to Guerin. Go ahead.
Big Joe Hassert with a big mistake coming out of turn 2. Gets her up into the wall right in front of Justin Weaver and Ron Hacker. Those two almost look like twins. Both have the same colors on their cars. Here goes Weaver to the inside. Weaver in the Moby Dickies 66. Ron Hacker in that blue and white 21 behind him. Now Hassert stuck in the middle.
They get that sorted out.
Not quite. Here comes Hassert back fighting. Wants to stay in that 10th spot.
8 laps to go as the leaders cross the start-finish line right now. We continue to look at that battle for 10th. Boys, be careful now. 10th position is fun, but let's finish this race under green from here on out. Pass for the lead. Underneath it is Chris Stouffer.
Oh boy, I think Tony Schowen had a connection issue. Soup, he disappeared. Schowen has disappeared from the race. He was in the middle of all that battle there in the top 10.
Say hi to DB Cooper for me, as he has vanished from the track. Go ahead and Google DB Cooper, fans. Amelia Earhart, there. Is that better? That'll do. Okay, all right.
DB Cooper's a great story, though.
Up in front, they are 2 wide. This time it's the light blue car. Tell me that car is blue, yes?
Yes.
Plastic dip machine of Kinsella. All right. Stouffer in the white, black, and red machine. Is there red on there? I guess.
There's Guerin.
There he comes.
Oh!
And they know he's coming. And the he we are talking about is Dandy Dan Guerin. Kinsella on the low side. Stouffer on the top side. Guerin 0.4 of a second back. Go, Sean.
I think they're scared.
They continue to race 2 wide up front. Kinsella down low. The run from Stouffer. Who will lead across the finish line that time? Give it to Kinsella. Now we are at the point of no return. Everybody cross your fingers. Say a prayer that nobody battling for 17th makes a silly mistake and crashes, and we end this under yellow. Let's go under green. Dive into the inside. It's Stouffer. He's got a good run. He should be able to finish this one going into 3. They've opened up a little bit now on Guerin. It's about 0.4 of a second back. Guerin out of corner 4, trying to get the best run he can. Stouffer leaves the inside open for Kinsella. Have a catch, takes it. He's first into 1. They race comfortably out of 2. Here comes Dandy Dan. Kinsella, Stouffer, Guerin.
Here, kitty, kitty.
Stouffer covering the Stouffer looking away around. He gets a good run now. Right up behind Kinsella. 2 to go. Kinsella covering the inside like wall-to-wall carpet. With a great run from Stouffer on the top side. Can he keep it off the wall? He does. Stouffer has the lead. Guerin tries he might. Can't seem to get up there. Into 3. Stouffer with a 3-car length lead. Kinsella gets it perfect out of 4. Kinsella now, where's he going to make his move? He's 2 car lengths back. Does he want it here? If he takes it here, he may lose it on the back straight. Kinsella says, I want it now.
Time to go.
Kinsella has the lead out of 2. 2 more corners to go. Here comes Guerin with a great run. Can he get there? Stouffer to the stop side. Kinsella low. Guerin is coming. Kinsella out of 4. Trying to make the car as wide as a Julia Roberts smile. A drive down to the finish line. It is Kinsella.
Oh, boy. Stouffer just loses that. Dandy Dan Guerin going to have to settle for 3rd. Goodman wins his battle with Joe Branch, picking up that 4th place spot. Brian Yazik going to come and finish 6th. Wow, what a run. The defending champ, Jake Wright, well, Soup, I don't think he's defending anymore, buddy.
Kinsella, Stouffer swapping positions back and forth. Kinsella first into corner 1. Stouffer tries to make the move. Guerin needed 1 more lap.
Not even a car length. Wow.
As the fireworks go off, the racing here in Fontana is over, but our broadcast is far from done. What we'll do right now is take a short break, come back to run down the entire finishing order, and then on the Lock Precision Rocketry Show, we will give you all of the end-of-season awards. You do not want to miss it. Back in a few. welcome back to Auto Club Speedway as we launch into the Lock Precision Rocketry post-race show. Super Crackers here to review the Lionheart Championship 300 that you just saw here on the Global Sim Racing channel. Now, this is the 5th consecutive year that Lionheart Series has come to Auto Club Speedway, but for over 30 years, the name of Lock Precision has been synonymous with mid to high-powered rocketry. Lock Precision manufactures a full line of high-quality precision-fit components to meet your building, repairing, and customizing needs. For more information, please visit lockprecision.com. And remember, fly hard, fly safe, fly lock. Okay, let's give you the finishing order here. Andrew Kinsella brings it home. The rookie started the season with a win. He ends the season with the win. Chris Stouffer gave it all he had, comes home in second. Dan Guerin just keeps swimming, just keeps swimming. He gets that final podium spot ahead of Michael Goodman and Joe Branch. The back half of your top 10, Brian Yozik, and then your season 5 champion. That's a three-peat for Jake Champion Wright. Ian Adams, Ron Hacker, and Woody Mahan round out your top 10. Crackers?
All right, Soup, and then we're going to go to 11th, and that's going to be Justin Weaver with a great run tonight. Coming up 9 spots to finish there. Big Joe Hassert, the Big Joe Show, he'll finish 12th. George Adams, 13th. Scott Polster, Soup. Scott started in 32nd tonight. He'll finish 14th. Matt Mercer, he's going to finish you know what? Let me stop for a second. Bolster, he's going to be our hard charger of the race here in the end. Wow, 18 spots, man. What a good night for him. Mercer there in 15th. Sam Ryman. Sam came up 13 spots. Soup. And the driver from North Carolina, he will finish 16th GSRC zone. Pete Edwins, 17th. Robert Bluen, representing the great country of Canada. He gets 18th, eh? Brandon Limpkeman, 19th tonight, and Bart Workman, another driver, big mover, 15 spots up, and yes, he puts in a great effort this evening, and we'll round out our top 20.
Hidden Blackjack, he was all over the map as far as positions, George Anzaldo. In the double duck spot, Rory Vodka Collins, Vincent Bluthenthal in 23rd, 24th, James Motley Kahula. In the quarter century mark, it is Brian Beer. 26th, 27th, and 28th goes to Brian. It's not easy being Greenlee, Tony Schowen, and Pierre Neidendegla. 29th and 30th, Jason Galvin and Mitchell Moeller. Now, Sean, there's a lot left. Why don't you take the rest of these guys?
Okay, buddy. And let's see where we going here. We got Dustin Wardlow, 31st. 32nd, go to Jack Bogan. Ed Tutwiler, 33rd. Jason Robars, 34th. 35th, Joe Canigan Flanagan. And Adam Blocker in 36th. 37th, and the last car in this 37-car field this evening going to be Mr. Von Hansen's meat market himself, Bobby Mikas.
Okay, before we get to the awards, let's see if we can bring in our race winner. I hear he's around somewhere, and that's Andrew Havakech Kinsella. We'll bring him in, and we can talk to him. Andrew, you have a copy? Of course, this is our new booth here with all of our fine furniture here. We have real wood and these suede chairs. Everyone gets a little nervous around these things. Don't worry, Andrew. Speak on up. We don't have you yet.
I do like the teak wood in here.
It is nice, but
yeah, I'm a big fan.
It intimidates the drivers, and sometimes they don't like to talk to us. Well, let's see. We'll keep Andrew around. We can come back to talk to him a little bit later. I think there's probably some other stuff that he's going to be getting. Let's see if we can bring in maybe some of the presenters.
Stouffer's here. Let's talk to the second place run Stouffer had. Chris, can you hear us?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, man. Boy, what a battle with Andrew there at the end. What a battle period all night up in the front of the field. I mean, you started just outside the top 10, but in the end, it's a podium finish. How you feeling, buddy?
Hey, I'll take second any day of the week, especially to a teammate. That was great racing at the end. We're in team speak together, and it got silent for like the last 10 laps because both of us wanted to win that thing, and it was really a chess match right there.
Well, you know, you were competing for that Turning Point Award this evening there against Goodman and Joe Branch, and here in the end, you're fighting for that team championship there. And boy, you guys did a lot to help your team this evening with this finish.
Yeah, we had our eyes on that for sure. Wanted to make up as much ground as we could. I think I might have even pulled out a top 5 in points too. So that was another thing I had on my, on my radar for the night. So I had a good night overall, team and everything.
Well, it really was, and we're really happy for you, Chris. Thanks for putting on a great show for us this evening. Lots to get to. We're going to try and catch up with Andrew Kinsella and congratulate him on his victory here. Although he did just bail out, we still have plenty to talk to. And who knows, maybe we get a chance to talk to you again here in a few.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, Soup. So it looks like we may have lost Kinsella there for just a moment. But you know what? Let's talk to Dan. Well, no, there he is. He's back. Let's try and pull him down here and see if we can get him in.
Oh,
Andrew,
hello. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Soup, take it away.
You started the season with a win. You end the season with the win. You had a couple ones in between. Pretty good job. Congratulations.
Thanks, Soup. Wow, what a race with Stouffer. I was dominating the race for a little while there, had like a 2-second lead, and then a caution came out, and the PlastiDipGarage.com car was not looking for a caution at that point, but man, that was so much fun racing Stouffer there at the end.
Crossing the finish, the start-finish line, starting that last lap, you go into corner number 1. I was wondering if you were going to take the lead there or wait till the backstretch. Was there any doubt that you said, okay, I'll take it into 1 and 2 and then play defense?
At this place, when you have a run like that, you gotta seize the opportunity. I knew once I had the inside, if I could keep it down there, I was 90% certain that I could keep Stouffer behind me. So that was the plan, and it worked out just barely.
Had you practiced a little defense going into that? I noticed you guys were doing a nice little. Was it a dance, or were you guys battling? It looked like it was pretty well choreographed there, the way you were letting guys around.
There was a little column A, a little column B there, Soup. There was definitely a lot of cooperation to try and get a little gap on the rest of the field. But then once we did that, we started trying to figure out where we were stronger and where we were weaker, and it was basically a giant chess match for the last 10 laps.
Did you notice at all that Dan Guerin was slowly coming? Did you happen to see that there might have been a 3-car race there at the end?
I did notice that. From my end, we were going through the corners side by side so often that I didn't think Dan would be able to hold it behind us close enough to actually make a run. So it wasn't too concerning. But man, hats off to Dan for coming back from that spin early. Like, I was right behind him, and I thought he was in the inside wall. I don't know how he recovered all the way to finish third. That great freaking drive from him.
I know 2018 seems like finishing up seems like it's just around the corner, but it's also a big, long time away as well. Are you back for next season?
Oh, I'm back 100%.
All right. Outstanding. Well, congratulations on a great debut season. We're looking for another super sophomore run from you as well.
Thanks, Soup.
All right. There is Andrew Kinsella. And now they're going to whisper in my ear and tell me what I'm supposed to do next. I was hoping that we could maybe talk to Brandon Limpkeman and George Anzaldo and we get some of these awards out of the way, but nobody is saying anything to me right now. So it could be, it could be time for Sean's song and dance routine if we don't get somebody down in here.
No, I'm pulling George in now. Unfortunately, I don't know which one of these people is Brandon up there. George, how are you, buddy?
I'm good, Sean. How are you?
Good, man. What happened there at the end?
Well, Sean, you know what? I decided to be the first guy to pit. I pit in on 112, had a great pit in, good pit exit. The tires started to wear, and some guys basically were catching up. And I caught a little bit of wash, hit the wall, and just destroyed my aero. So I wound up just falling back to 20th there. I was happy to finish the race DNF, but also a little disappointed that I lost a few spots there at the end.
Well, hey, listen, George, it's been a great season, but it's time to let you and Brandon kind of take this thing over here and start handing out some hardware, man. I think maybe we should start off with the league champion. What do you think?
That sounds great.
So here's Brandon Limpkeman and George Anzaldo, and they'll give out the league championship award to, I think we know who it's going to.
George, take it away, buddy. Jake Wright is here and ready to take home another piece of hardware.
Well, Jake, on behalf of the Lionheart IndyCar Series and First Medical Equipment as our title sponsor, I want to congratulate you on another hard-fought championship. So congratulations, Jake Wright. Season 5, Lionheart IndyCar Series champion.
Thanks, George. This season has been crazy. I honestly, at the start of this thing, did not think I would be where I am now, but I'm speechless. I'm amazed. This was a ton of fun this season, so thank you guys.
Why, welcome, Jake. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, Jake, congratulations on another trophy. And with that, you're taking home a big set of pedals, aren't you?
I think so. I'm excited to try those things out. They look amazing. So whenever those get shipped out, I can't wait.
And I mean, is that actually gonna make you faster? That's a scary thing to think about.
Oh, I'd hope so, but we never know. So I guess we'll find out.
Brandon, I think Brandon's here. Brandon, did you have any words for the champ?
I think that I finally got my stuff working here. I had to do a little mad scramble. Congratulations, Jake. There really is no better leader to look up to. We all want to be as fast as you, and I look forward to learning more from you. You're just a great steward for the league. Congratulations.
And here to give out the prize for the grand prize presentation, we have Brian Yosik. Probably has something to say as we see who gets those pedals, although we know where they're going.
Yes, Brian? We do. Yes. Jake, honestly, you drove an amazing season. And personally, I got to see it from the unique role of being your teammate. And I want to say I'm proud of you, and so is HPP Simulation. HPP Simulation is the premier name in sim racing products, and you are the premier driver in the Lionheart IndyCar Series. Congratulations, Jake. Enjoy your championship and enjoy your brand new spanking pedals, buddy.
Thanks, guys. I can't wait to try those things out. Thank you, HPP, for sponsoring the series.
Wow, and that was the sexy dulcet tones there of Mr. Brian Yazik. The beard is with us in the booth this evening. Brian, great to hear you. You know, Jake, all this hardware, man, you're gonna need a bigger house. You're gonna need a bigger place.
Yeah, we'll see about upgrading here sometime soon.
Now, listen, let's go on to the Dan Weldon Rookie of the Year Award. Brandon, George, who's going to be the big recipient of that this year?
Well, Sean, that's going to be Andrew Kinsella, is our 2017 Season 5 Lionheart Rookie of the Year.
Oh, congratulations to Andrew Kinsella. He's here.
Thanks, George. Thanks, Sean. Man, this is one of the hardest seasons I've ever been through in iRacing, and the competition in Lionheart is just so ferocious. So I'm so happy that I could come out on top in the Rookie of the Year. Hats off to Michael Goodman, who put up a heck of a fight all year long. He never let me take a race off, and wow, this is a long time coming, it seems, since it's been almost 10 months since I joined, but everything feels so good right now.
And Andrew, this season is a bit of a grind, indeed, but you prevailed. It was fun to watch, and you know, you're going to take home a little bit of hardware as a result of this, aren't you?
Yeah, looking forward to it. Got a few prizes coming my way, I guess, from the race and the Rookie of the Year, and yeah.
Well, guys, I think Jason Galvin has joined us, and he is going to hand out the Cleanest Driver Award now. And Jason, what you got? I'm sorry, no. Jason's going to hand out the Team Championship Cleanest Team. We're not going to have a repeat of last season, guys. I promise. I'm not going to screw this up. Jason going to do the Team Championship Cleanest Team Award. Jason, what you got for us, buddy?
It's okay, Sean. I handled all the screwing up tonight on my own in the race, so I took the heat for you. Don't worry. The Cleanest Team and the Team Championship go to the same people this year. And once again, it is No Name Racing, fueled by the season champion, Jake Wright, Pierre Degley, Big Joe Hastert, Brian Yasik, James Krahula.
All right. Well, that and for their effort, they get a big thank you, a card in the mail. What are we handing out to them there, Jason?
They get to inherit me on the team next season if that makes them feel any better.
Breaking news.
There.
Jason just broke the news here.
I did, yeah. Until Pierre kicks me off for being a bad driver. No, we're gonna hook them up with $50 with a plaque and $50 and a spot in the Lionheart Hall of Fame for winning this award again.
All right, and now we'll let Pierre come in here and talk about who our cleanest driver was this season.
Before we go to the cleanest driver, I really want to congratulate Adrenaline for pushing us like we've never been pushed before. They got a great driver in Adam Blocker towards just a little before halfway through the season, and they drove their butts off, and they really pushed us to our limits. So I really want to congratulate them, and looking forward to having a great competition next year with them also.
I just want to add really quick, if Galvin's taking my spot, good luck getting that beef jerky smell out of the car. And there's some other treats around the shop that you're gonna find.
Does it come with a Verizon subscription?
It might. One that won't go down, probably.
Oh, that's all I was interested in.
Brian Yosik, leaving a little bit extra for the team. Okay, where are we going now, Sean?
All right, now Pierre, we got that cleanest driver award out.
Yes, the cleanest driver award. It's a monumentous achievement that we have to give it. Once again, Jake is raffling all the prizes tonight. But just so you know, when we count all 3 drop weeks, he had 2 incidents over the whole season, and both of those came on ovals when he was avoiding a wreck. I looked it up. So it's truly amazing. And for that, Jake, you get a plaque and a $50 check that's going to come through the mail or PayPal.
Oof. Jake,
Bitcoin.
More Bitcoin. Jake, more hardware for you, buddy. Are you clearing out room now, or are we starting to move everything out of the house and get ready to move into that big one?
Some space is being moved. Yeah, I can't wait to get it.
Congratulations, buddy. Congratulations to you on the cleanest driver award this season. Jesse Vincent is here. And boy, talk about Iron Man. He's one of them with all the problems Jesse's had, medical problems over the past couple of years. He's a bit of an Iron Man himself. But Jesse, who is our Iron Man award winner this evening? Yeah, not hearing Jesse Key up there.
Paige and Jesse.
Looks like
Sean, if I may, I can let you know who that winner will be.
Go ahead, George.
So, Sean, for 2017, there's Jesse.
Oh, there I am. I don't know. I'm still figuring this thing out. So, our 2017 Ironman driver is, and for those of you who don't know, the Ironman driver is a driver who it was the most miles per year, right?
Correct. Yes, correct.
Our Ironman driver of the year is Mr. Dan Guerin.
Oh, congratulations, Dan.
All right.
Well, Dan did. Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I meant a few words.
And, yeah, it's definitely a lot of hard work this year, and I really don't know what to say, but yeah, just great season, and wish I could have had a little bit more for Jake. But hey, Iron Man award, that's quite an accomplishment in itself, right?
Yeah, it is, Dan. And we also gave you the Dory Award this evening for continuing to fight back in this race this evening. You found yourself in trouble all the way to the back of the field, and darn it if you didn't almost pull this thing off tonight, man.
Oh, I tried and tried and tried. When I saw Dustin wash up, I checked up to try to avoid him, and he just came right down and got me. Apparently, I had just a hair of a side pod damage, but I couldn't give up. I'm like, I have to get 15th. The next thing you know, I'm like top 5.
Yeah, great run, legendary run this evening for you. And I know you'll be back next season. I know this season came with, not the easiest season for you, to say the very least. And without bringing it all up, you certainly a bit of an Iron Man yourself for enduring everything you did this season. And hey, big fan here, Dan, and we're looking forward to seeing you back next season.
Oh, I'll be back. Thanks.
All right, now the Turning Point Award And Mr. Robert Bluen has got that for us this evening. Robert, one of the admins here. Robert, what you got for me?
Hey guys, thanks for the introduction. I'd like to thank Jake for basically winning all the hardware, but for the Turning Point Award for Season 5 and a $30 cash prize going to be paid out via PayPal. Congratulations to Chris Stouffer.
All right, Christopher. Hey, man, a little bit more for you this evening here.
Yeah, that's nice. It's unexpected, and I'll take it for sure. It's a tough season, especially the beginning of the season. So, I'm ecstatic.
Yeah, and hey, listen, congratulations, sir, for picking that up. You get to the turn, the midway point of the season, and you finish. The goal, obviously, to finish the best you can, and you managed to do that. You get yourself, it looks to be in the top 5 in points to end the season. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, Brandon Lemkeman. We've got a Driver of the Year award presented by First Medical Equipment. Who's that going to be this year, sir? And Brandon, are you with us, my friend?
Building up the drama. This is my favorite award. This one you never know who it's going to go to. The First Medical Equipment Driver of the Year award. I'm on pins and needles waiting for this one.
I know he's purposely keeping us hanging here because it's got to be him. We've got to have the man from First Medical Equipment give the Driver Award. Driver of the Year
Sometimes you
award.
don't know who's going to present the
Man, this silly button, I tell you.
there he
is. Okay. Well, actually, there are only 2 people this year who know who the Driver of the Year award is, because I wanted them to look over my little speech here. So hopefully I won't be too windy. But first, I wanted to personally thank the admin team and race control for Lionheart for all of their hard work throughout the season, as it's a volunteer position that they really get nothing from. They take their spare time and dedicate it to making this the best darn league on iRacing. So special thanks to all of them. Robert, Pierre, Jake, Jesse, and Jason, and our much beloved and forever missed Patrick. I would be remiss if I didn't talk about Mr. Taylor at least a little. The mark he left on this league will continue as long as the league does, and his absence is a void that can't be filled, both as a friend and companion and as a working cog in the Lionheart heartbeat. The story of the Driver of the Year award goes as such. Hopefully I can squeeze it into a nutshell without being too windy, as I said. As many of the guys know, some of our viewers do too. There's a group of us fellas who get together at the Iowa Corn 300 in Newton every year to watch the Indy race and enjoy each other's company, a little tailgating action. When we were there 2 years ago, I walked into the main track tent, and underneath the glass cabinet where you check out, there was a hardbound book that was dedicated to Dan Weldon. Before completing my purchase, I immediately made the cashier unlock the cabinet and get it out for me to flip through. I knew it needed to be part of the league and bought it on the spot. I took it back to George at our tent and told him the same. This book needs to be in our prize pool, and some lucky driver needs to be the recipient. We have a lot of awards that run the spectrum of racing, from points to cleanliness to getting your butt in gear in the second half. You've heard some of them. The list goes on. So it didn't take George long to come to me with the idea of giving this prize as a gift from the First Medical team as a sponsor token. After thinking that over, and because we have so many prizes, I decided that I didn't want to make this a performance-based reward. I wanted to make it about character. Who exactly was the most Lionhearty heartbeat that we had in this league? Who gives their time and effort with a smile and loves the community that's been built between all of us? And that was easy. That was Patrick. It will always be Patrick. So this year I sit and try to think what Patrick would say and whom he might elect. But in his generous and loving nature, he would have said good things about all of us. And with his modesty, he would not have been able to decide on just one of you. He may not be here to verify that, but I believe it in my heart. So with that little backstory comes an award for the other half of the heartbeat of Lionheart. His friends will always know him as number 11, even if he's not. our fearless leader, George Anzaldo. George takes his thanks and praise lightly. I've watched him time and again. People try to explain what this league and its community mean to them. And while he will give a short thank you, for once I want him to know that with Patrick's arm around my shoulder and in complete concurrence, he would want me to pass his award to George. He does so much for all of us that I could spend way too much time giving him a big head. But First Medical would like to congratulate you, George, on being Driver of the Year and a heartbeat for Lionheart.
Yeah.
Yeah, George.
Took long enough.
Wow.
Congratulations, George.
Brandon, that was incredible what you said. I really appreciate that. You kind of got me a little choked up here. I actually, it's funny you kept this such a secret, and I was the one giving you other names.
There was a reason for that, my friend.
I had some other people in mind. As you said, this league certainly, it means the world to me. All of you guys mean the world to me. You've become a second family. I appreciate everything that you've all given back to me. This league has really, it's really meant a lot to me, and it's enriched my life. As I said, with not only friends but a second family. I certainly do pour my heart and soul into this league, but it's only because of what I get back from all of you. What I get in return is 100-fold from what I give. So again, as I've said in the past, without you guys, there is no league. So I do strive every day to put everything I can into it, not only for my enjoyment, but more importantly, all of yours. And what you give back to me is all the motivation that I could ever need or ask for. So I thank you all for that. I really do. And I really appreciate what you said about Patrick, because he really is, he's on all of our minds on a daily basis. And I do feel that he's here with us now. So with that, I'll just say thank you so much, Brandon. I really, really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Congratulations.
Well, George, boy, that's a big way to end the season there, Mr. Driver of the Year. And you know what? I'm going to second what Brandon said and just sum it up by saying, you are a class act, my friend, and you're the glue that keeps this ship going. And looking forward to 2018, let's talk about the schedule. Why don't you and Pierre talk to us a little bit about that real quick?
Take it away, Pierre.
Alrighty, so right now we announce it. So round one, we will start off at Homestead Miami Speedway. That's a tradition that we're going to keep going probably every year. Phoenix is going to be the second oval, the first mile that we go to on the year. Then we will go to Kentucky Speedway on April the 11th. Watkins Glen will consist of our first road course. It's the booth version, of course. Then we have our first Triple Crown race, round 5, the Tricky Triangle at Pocono Raceway on May the 2nd. Then we will go to Twin Ring Motegi, all the way in the land of the rising sun, on May 9th. And the next race will be on the road course of that same Twin Ring Motegi. So we will have a double duty in Japan. Then we go to one of the tracks that people have probably asked me the most to have back on the schedule, Mosport, better known as Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Then we go to the Michigan Speedway on June 27th. Then we take a little break because we got to meet up at Iowa with the rest of the boys. And then it's the biggest race of the year, the Indy 500 on July 15th. Then for the next part of the schedule, we will go to the Milwaukee Mile on July 25th, Sonoma Raceway on August the 22nd. Then the second half of the season starts at Texas on August 29th. We go for round 14 to one of the most beautiful tracks in the world, the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps, better known as Spa for you Americans. And then round 15, Richmond International Raceway. That's a track we haven't gone to in quite a while. Little bull ring should be quite exciting. Then we will go to Charlotte for a night race on the September 26th. Phillip Island Circuit, it's a must-have on the schedule as we go to Australia. Then the other bull ring at Iowa Speedway on October 17th. New Hampshire on October 24th. The second Canadian round on the schedule as we go on the little island Notre Dame at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve right in front of Montreal. And then to round up the schedule, we will go to Kansas on November 14th. To mention, it's going to be a day race, so you might see a lot of people running that outside line. Then we go to Gateway Motorsports Park on November 21st. Road America for the penultimate round on December 12th, and then the next week we end with our third Triple Crown on December 19th at Auto Club Speedway.
All right, Pierre. Well, that's exciting stuff. We can't wait to get started already for next season. But George, I know you have some final thoughts and maybe an announcement or two. And, I'm going to bring up one thing here real quick. I know Brian's still in here. Brian, I hear the boys from Loud Pedal Motorsports might be making their way over here next year, out of the full-bodied stock cars and into the Indy cars. Is that correct? Oh, Yazek left us. Okay, so much for that, George. Let's get your final thoughts, and I know you have some people you want to thank and a big announcement. Let's go with that, since I blew that with Yazek. George, you still with us, buddy?
George,
you can't win tonight, Sean.
I'm here.
That button, man.
I'm here.
George is
still
celebrating his driver's.
Yes, he is.
I'm
George,
here, Sean.
Yeah, buddy. All right. So let's make a big announcement about your admin team, and then I'll let you go on for thanking everybody.
Well, Sean, you officially announced Kinsella being added to the team starting in 2018. He's been very helpful to this league. He stepped up in a real big way when we lost Patrick by doing our race preview stories and helping out tremendously with the setups. Just really stepped up and been there for the league when no one asked. He just did it, in a very similar way to how Patrick began helping us out. Just wanted to be there, and his help and his opinion and voice has been very, very valuable to us. So we felt, why not officially bring him on and help us to continue to propel the league forward.
Well, congratulations to Andrew for stepping up and joining this extensive admin team. There's a lot of moving parts to it, George, and I know you and I have had long conversations. You could probably still use some more help, in fact. So I'm sure there's maybe a member or two out there who's maybe still interested in achieving that level, getting up there and helping you guys out. I hope maybe you can come up with one or two more, because like I said, I know there's a lot of moving parts and you guys can use all the help you can get, but I know there's some people you want to thank too.
Absolutely. First and foremost, I want to thank Brandon Limkeman and all the people over at First Medical Equipment. They've been sponsoring this league now for several seasons. Their support and sponsorship has been pivotal, and honestly been the biggest reason why the league has grown to where we're at now. Certainly would also like to thank HPP Simulation and Mark Hargett over there. They came aboard with a tremendous grand prize. I can't thank them enough. It was really, really important to help to bring some additional validity to our league with some sim racing products, and they stepped up in a very big way. So again, I just really want to thank them. Also would like to thank our other support sponsors, Von Hansen's Meat Markets with Bobby Mikas, Lock Precision with Dave Barber, DirtyBlinds.com with Pete Edwins, and all of the members who continuously, season after season, make our broadcast possible. They've dug deep, and they've stepped up and helped support this league, and allowed us to have these wonderful broadcasts. And finally, I want to thank everyone at GSRC for putting on the best broadcast that's out there. Period. Without you guys being the voice of Lionheart and helping expose our league, again, who knows where we would be. So we certainly want to thank you guys for all the work that you've done. It's been phenomenal. So with that, looking forward to 2018. Anyone else out there that's interested in joining Lionheart, please check out our website, lionheartracingseries.com. We have our challenge series coming up. That's going to be a lot of fun. It's basically our off-season series where we kind of let off a little bit of steam, see what we have. And we're going to start building our roster. So we may have a few spots left. So anyone interested in maybe becoming a part of Lionheart, hurry up. Spots fill up quick. Thanks again.
Well, George, it was a great season working with all of you and getting to witness every one of these races in person. I got to tell you, I can't thank you and the members of your league enough for providing this level of entertainment that we've come so used to here on Wednesday nights. But Soup, I think it's about time, buddy.
Okay, this will be an abbreviated lock on the gate here because a lot of the GSRC paying customers are here in the booth with us, so I can't really ad-lib these sponsored plugs or I'll get in trouble. Thanks to everybody at Lionheart, so many of whom are in here with us in the new booth that we have. Use coasters, guys. You're making rings on the wood grain tables.
Respect the wood.
That's right. Thanks to our race sponsor today. We haven't talked about him in this post-race show. That's Ed King Tutwiler. He made things happen today. Thanks to the company's equipment and software that you see on the screen right now that we use on the broadcast, the original music. That's thanks to Eric Eckelman and Casey Lalonde. See the screen for how to contact each of them. If you'd like to find out more about GSRC, your best bet is Global Sim Racing Channel. We're also on Twitter at GSR Channel and Facebook at Global Sim Racing Channel. Sean, any final thoughts before we lock up the gate?
You know what? I can't wait for the opening round. I know it's going to be a long winter. I'm looking forward to possibly running in the Challenge Series with these guys. Don't hate me if I get into you. I'm sorry. I'll say I'm sorry now.
Always welcome.
And you know what? I want to give one last shout out to Patrick Taylor and the memory he left here on the league and on me. He'll always be missed, but he'll always be remembered too in that same way. And my thoughts with Dan and his family, what they endured this year and the loss of his mom. Boy, what a tough thing to go through. But here he was every week still racing and still putting his heart and soul out there. And darn it, if he didn't almost win this championship, maybe next season Dan will finally get that championship that's eluded him. But guess what? The competition is probably going to be as tough as it's ever been. Looking at this field now and how some of these rookies did this season, you guys have got your work cut out for you. And I can't wait to get started again in 2018. Everybody have a Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah, and a happy holidays to you all. And Soup, that's it for me, buddy.
So let's finally put the lock on the gate. And before we do that, on behalf of Sean and our director Amjad Yaman and Dougie Beard, our camera artist, I'd like to thank all of you for watching, which includes Patrick Taylor and Dan's mom Penny. They're watching right now. We do it for you guys. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We're off to have fun, storm the castle. So until next time, race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.